This EKN live broadcast of the SKUSA Spring Nationals is being presented by Champion Racing and Intrepid. Look out, Intrepid is back.
This is the main event for the tag junior category. This cat's brought to you by Italian Motors USA. And again, Rob Howden and David Cole side by side here for our production of this live broadcast. Day 2 of the Spring Nationals tag junior on the racetrack and getting set to go. Luke Selican will start on the pole position in the Cosmic number 1 alongside the CRG of Austin Versteeg. Row 2 will see Yurick Caravallo, the number 95 on the inside, and Nick Ramirez on the outside. Caravello in the Ital cart and Ramirez on the top cart. Row 3, Jake Preston in the FA number 51 on the inside. Davey Manthei Jr. in the Arrow on the outside, number 42. Row number 4, starting on the inside, Christian Brooks in the 34 and Noah Gray on the outside in the number 324. Row 5, Emerson Reed in the top cart, number 88, and Blaine Rocha on the inside. On the outside, rather, in the 209. Row 6, McKay Snow and Jim McKinney, while row 7 has Emily Hulbert and Philippe Dennis. Row number 8, Sonny Cervelli on the inside, Scott Huffaker on the outside. Well, as we head down to row number 9, it'll be Carter Williams. Watch for the number 2 of Williams trying to recover from 17th. He'll start alongside the 81 of Justice LePay. Capping off your top 20, it's Zach Dante and Brendan Baker. And then we'll have Cale Kanicki, Willie Axton, and Killian Keaveney. $18-lap main event for the juniors. Selican and Versteeg on the front row. Looking to go green. No green flag this time by. Drivers will head back around to see if we can't go for it. No start for Tag Junior. Hopefully the drivers will get going here. Austin Versteeg not on the throttle quick enough coming out of the final corner. The outside row was back by about 2 or 3 kart lengths. And they'll look to go green this time by. 18 drivers, other 22 drivers in the field here, 18 laps. Selican and Versteeg again on the front row. Caravallo and Ramirez on row 2. Preston and Manthei on row number 3. So the drivers in position once again. We hope to go green this time by. Sunday main events now getting set to go. We had some great racing yesterday in our mains, expecting more of the same as we cap off the 4th annual SKUSA Spring Nationals. Here we go, onto the front straightaway, and we are racing in Tag Junior. 18-lap main event. Crossing the fingers for the drivers to get through turn number 1. Selican with the lead. Caravallo into second. Ramirez to third, I believe. Here comes Versteeg back to the inside to take third back. Caravallo going to get racy early as he tries to close up here on Selican. Luke Selican, your leader. Caravallo second. Versteeg third. Opening lap of this 18-lap dice here for Tag Junior. This class brought to you by Phil Keebler Racing. First time down the back straightaway. Caravallo trying to work with Selican to pull away. Selican, your reigning champion, the national number 1, affixed to the side of that Cosmic. Once again, heading through turn 2 and 3 over to 4. Selican still with the point. Caravallo right there with them. But 3rd, 4th, and 5th now ready to line up and get rolling. Austin Versteeg in the 77, Jake Preston in the 51, and Christian Brooks in the 34. Third, fourth, and fifth as they try to work their way up to get part of this lead group. Very competitive field here. You can see they're not stretching out too much here at all. Everybody trying to hold on to position. One driver trying to get back up here. The winner from yesterday, Blaine Rocha. Cross the line right in front of me. Rocha currently running 10th position. Not able to find that same magic speed as he had yesterday. Very evenly matched field here right now. 2 laps in, separated by just 5.5 seconds front to back. Jake Preston now with the quickest lap of 51.127. Down the back straightaway again. Selican stretching out a little bit of a gap here now. Looks like we got a new driver working his way into second spot. Right at the end of the back straightaway on lap number 4. He's through. Versteeg now into second. Five drivers trying to pull away now. Davey Manthei Jr. Here's a new leader. Versteeg to the inside in turn 4. He'll take the lead from Selican. So a new leader here in Tag Junior. Austin Versteeg goes to the inside to grab the position. Down the back chute for the first time. It is a new leader in Austin Versteeg, but here comes Selican back to the inside in turn 11. Selican steals it right back, but that allows Jake Preston to close up here in the 51, along with Christian Brooks. Same spot as last lap. Versteeg goes to the inside of Selican to try to take the position. Preston tried to get a little bit of a run out of the corner, thought he may be able to get another spot as well, but instead loses a couple. As both Christian Brooks and Yerrick Caravallo able to slide through. It's like 9 drivers in our lead group here right now. Let's give them to you. It's Versteeg, Selican, Brooks, Caravallo, and Preston top 5. And it's Manthei, Ramirez, Noah Gray in the 8th position. And then running now in 9th is Blaine Rocha. Emerson Reed in the 88 trying to close up and hold on to the back. And he does. Top 10 drivers together. Top 10. Stretching away a bit here. Once again, Selican retakes the top spot from Versteeg. So we are swapping the point here on numerous occasions as both Selican and Versteeg have taken their time up front. The reigning champion leading the way once again as Selican back to setting the pace. Rocha trying to work his way forward. The 324 and Noah Gray having a good run too. He's now up into 7th. Caravallo goes back by Versteeg in turn 1. They're not going to let me sit down for this one. Oh, Preston trying to hold on. Preston was on the outside going through into turn number 2. And he just got touched to the side and dropped the wheel. Expertly keeping the car on the racetrack and doing whatever he can to try to even make that corner. But disappointingly, that pulls him out of what would have been a battle in the top 10 because he fell back probably 7 or 8 positions. Preston was running in the 4th spot, dropped the wheel into 2. He'll be battling for a position outside the top 10 now. Here they come. I'll give you the new look this time across. 11 laps to go. Selican, Caravallo 1-2. Versteeg, Manthei, and Brooks, top 5. Noah Gray in 6th, Blaine Rocha 7th, Emerson Reed in 8th, and Nick Ramirez in 9th. It's Carter Williams now in the 10th spot, but they're about 2.5 seconds behind that lead group. Selikin pulling a little bit of an advantage now, maybe 0.4 of a second. See if he can't stretch away and let them fight behind him. Selikin had a great year on the Pro Tour last year, of course, winning the national championship and being part of the SKUSA Circle of Champions. Caravello's pointing forward. He runs in second and is trying to signal to Versteeg, let's not race, let's go. We got to get back to the lead here. Caravello says we got to reel that leader in again. Rocha trying to close back up, yesterday's winner, having to fight his way forward. He's going to go and get a spot. Rocha's going to try to go by Brooks to take over 6th again. And I believe he gets the job done. Rocha back in the 6th spot. He's the head of that next group. Selikin breaking away by himself, but then 4 drivers together. Caravello, Versteeg, Manthey, and Gray. Versteeg now back into 2nd. Gray up to 3rd. Caravello back to 4th. Manthey in 5th. Rocha now hooking up with Brooks. Versteeg trying to hold on to position, but it's Gray back to 2nd. Noah Gray now into 2nd spot, but Selikin now leading by almost a second. They're racing behind him, and Selikin just knocking off great laps. Matching a 51.2, his best lap thus far. So Selikin, midway through here with 9 to go, starting to put his best laps of the race in. Versteeg back to the front of that 2nd group. But they are racing so hard right now for 2nd. Selikin is now stretching away. Gray, Versteeg, Caravello, Manthey, Rocha, and Brooks all in that lead fight. Looks to me like Willie Axton off the racetrack here. It's been a rough weekend for Willie Axton, coming in with high hopes. Another DNF for him here in Tucson. 2 seconds now the advantage for Selikin. He just laid down his fast lap of the race of 51.163, and everybody else battling behind him. They were running 51.9s and 8s. Some of them even in the 52s. He has just checked out. 2 seconds the advantage now for Luke Selikin. The Rollison Performance Group driver, showing that he earned that national #1 plate. Drivers already out of the race. Willie Axton, Philip Dennis, Jake Preston, and Brendan Baker. Horrible weekend for Brendan Baker as well. A driver we expected to run for the race win here this weekend. National #3. Just a struggle all around. Luke Selikin leading now by 2.1 seconds. Versteeg leading the next group. Gray, Caravello, Rocha, Brooks, and Manthey Jr. Ramirez in the top cart, number 83, trying to be part of it as well. It's almost like they just believe that they're just going to battle right now for 2nd spot, because they're fighting it out. Rocha now able to get in front of Gray. He and Caravello have flip-flopped as well, too. I believe Versteeg leads it. Caravello and then Rocha in that group. 2.155 was the gap last time by. It'll be 5 laps to go for Selikin. What a big recovery it would be. Remember, Selikin didn't get in until just before the first heat race yesterday. Did not practice. Did not qualify on Saturday. So much less track time than these drivers, but he has picked it up bang on immediately. He was able to finish in the top 10 yesterday. I believe a 6th place result, which will be strong for him. May not be a great result, but if that's the one he ends up dropping, he'll be happy. been a good recovery for a weekend that could have been disastrous for Luke Selikin. Another time of a fast lap for Luke, his personal best of 51.111. 2.3 seconds now the advantage for the driver out of Oregon. Versteeg now in control of second. Caravallo third, Rocha fourth. Rocha, the winner yesterday, would like another podium finish. He's on the rear bumper at Caravallo to see if they can't reel in Versteeg once again. I think they've all realized that this one is Selikin's to lose. They are not going to be able to reel him in now. He's just turning great laps. 2.4 seconds now the advantage for Selikin. Selikin, part of the SKUSA Circle of Champions, as we said, that supports its champions with free entries, tires, fuel, and oil the following season on the return of their opportunity to defend and to show off that national #1 plate. Great program from Superkarts USA. Three laps remaining, 3 to go in Tag Junior. Luke Selikin, 2.5 seconds now. Selikin coming around here to see the 2 to go sign from Aaron Likens here at start finish. 2 laps remaining. Versteeg in second, but look at Caravallo and Rocha again trying to close up. I don't think our final 2 positions on the podium are yet decided. Brooks and Manthey trying to do the same thing. They currently run in the 5th and 6th positions. But they got to realize if they start battling for second spot, which they could be very soon, that could open an opportunity for both Brooks and Manthey to get back up there and possibly find another spot or 2. White flag in the hands of our starter as they work our way around here. One to go for Selikin. Caravallo right on the rear bumper of Versteeg, and he knows it. He'll go down the bottom into turn #1 to hold the spot. Caravallo tries to rotate the ITEL cart at the apex. Side by side coming out. He's trying to go around the outside to turn #2 and 3. That's not going to work. That's going to give Rocha a better run. He's still right there. Versteeg goes to the bottom. Rocha's going to stay wide. He'll get a good run coming out of here. Rocha side by side with Caravallo. Inside into turn #4. Here comes Rocha. Side by side coming out of 5 to 6. Rocha with them. He's on the outside. Rocha trying to hold on. Versteeg still got the spot. Caravallo still into third. Selikin's going to walk away to a win here. But this battle, Versteeg to the bottom. Caravallo to the outside. Rocha's going to try to come through. Caravallo to the outside. They're going to bump coming out of the corner. Look at this side by side. Stopped right in the middle of the racetrack is Christian Brooks. He's trying to roll himself backwards across the line. Keep going, Christian. Keep going. 10th place for Christian Brooks. Contact coming onto the straightaway. What a battle that was for the final spot in the podium. I love it. Selikin wins by 4.1 seconds. Versteeg holds on. Blaine Rocha went down the bottom of Caravallo to try to get him. They were side by side coming out of 11 over to 12. They were almost side by side coming out, but Christian Brooks really rolled some speed through the corner and got into the back of Rocha. That sent them both off the racetrack. But in the end, it ended up being Versteeg able to hold the spot and Caravallo into second. Head downstairs right now to have a quick chat with Luke Selican, who put in a great show here today. Selican coming down in here to the scales here. We'll have a quick chat with Luke. Dominant performance. They started battling behind him, and he was able to take that position. Wind whistling out here right now. There's a national #1 plate on the side of this Cosmic for a reason. This kid can wheel. Cosmic up on top of the scales. His father, Garen, giving him a hand. Luke, come over here and chat with me, buddy. Congratulations, man. You know, as we said, it was a weird weekend for you guys coming in here late. You didn't get a chance to practice. We were into the first heat race yesterday. A good run, I think the 6th. But, man, today things were working really good. And in that main event, you had a bit of a challenge, but you guys were able to keep it going, keep focused forward, and just really a great finish all around.
Yeah, like you said, it was really hard this weekend, especially without practice. It's hard to know where we were at, but today really I couldn't have hoped for a better day. I would like to thank RPG, Jesus at P1 Engines, my parents, and everyone who's helped me.
Great start to the defense of the title. Congratulations, Luke.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, great run for him today. Luke Selican on the RPG Cosmic, able to take the position. He is your winner in Tag Junior.
Today's live audio coverage of the SKUSA Spring Nationals is brought to you by Champion Racing, the Rollison Performance Group, CCA Enterprises, Art Grand Prix America, Courtney Concepts, SRS Engines, and Kart Sport North America.
Do you remember Intrepid? Of course you do. Their record in the U.S. includes countless wins and championships, from club racing to the Stars of Karting Series and the SKUSA SuperNationals. Well, Intrepid is back, and they've teamed with Champion Racing once more. Quality, innovative, and amazingly affordable. These are the words to describe the new era of Intrepid. It was 10 years ago when Champion Racing first partnered with Intrepid, and the results were staggering. Multiple victories were garnered at major events, and many titles were won, including the eKartingNews.com Team of the Year 2 years in a row. Brett and Rodney Berryhill are committed to the new era of Intrepid and securing a strong presence in the North American market. If you're ready to win, think Champion Racing and Intrepid. Is F1 your ultimate goal? If it is, do you know your path? Art Grand Prix is one of Europe's leading single-seater racing programs, winning races and titles in GP2 and GP3, the series that lead to the ultimate championship, F1. Art's new karting program is taking the international racing community by storm, developing a direct connection between karting and their top-level open-wheel teams. The connection between karting and professional motorsports is undeniable. We all know that karting provides the skills necessary to advance in the sport, and so does Art Grand Prix America. Here in the U.S., Art Grand Prix America has been formed, and its team drivers are already standing on the podium and winning races. Right now, Art GP America has a strong Arrive and Drive program and would be interested in speaking with any young competitor with F1 aspirations. We're also excited about expanding their dealer network. If you're a race shop looking for a new line for the showroom floor, call Art Grand Prix America. Be part of something bigger, much bigger. Check us out online at dpowerracing.com. In 2012, Sabre Cook made history when she became the first woman in Superkarts USA to win a Pro Tour title. And if you want that same power, the power that helped carry her to the S2 championship, you'll need to call SRS Engines. SRS is among the leading engine service centers in karting today. Owned and operated by John Sefcik, the Texas-based operation creates championship-winning power for stock Honda, Tag, and Yamaha engines. Sefcik and the SRS brand have excelled in the stock Honda category, producing a number of victories and championships on the SKUSA Pro Tour. Each and every engine that comes out of the SRS shop is assembled with precision, dyno tested, and ready to be bolted onto your kart. Today, SRS provides reliability and performance from their 2001 cylinder and head assemblies. This package is the same combination that will power many of the top teams and drivers all to the front of the field in the stock moto class on the Pro Tour and regional programs near you. Do you want that advantage? If you do, visit srsengines.com. Courtney Concepts is the place for the finest karting products on the market. Courtney Concepts is a distributor for a number of popular products used every weekend at the kart track, including Motul Oil, RK and Regina Chain, and Nippon Karting products. Motul Kart Grand Prix is the spec oil for the Superkarts USA and all Pro Kart Challenge programs across the country. And Courtney Concepts has it in stock, along with a number of lubricants that Motul offers. For drive gear components, Courtney offers RK and Regina chains, available in multiple sizes and lengths. Nippon Karting products help spin those chains on their aluminum axle sprockets and their 50mm steel axle sprockets. Other products that Courtney Concepts are proud to distribute include ICO bearings, Koyo bearings, ARS oil seals, KVR motor mounts, and Sniper laser alignment systems. A complete list of dealers for these products and more are listed on the Courtney Concepts website. To add your business to their list of featured dealers, contact them at 800-667-6660 or visit CourtneyConcepts.com.
This EKN live broadcast of the SKUSA Spring Nationals is being presented by Champion Racing and Intrepid. Look out, Intrepid is back.
Back live here in Tucson, Arizona, as we again get ready to roll with another main event. 1 down, 7 to go. A great Sunday here in the Tucson desert. Beautiful weather. Wind actually not too bad right now. And we're getting set to fight it out here in our S2 category, brought to you by Pure Karting. 34 drivers in the field. This is going to be a barn burner. Starting for the tail of the field, watch out for Troy Deedy in the 441 to try to recover into the top 15. He'll start alongside Koshi Tatsui in the number 99. Row 16 will be Jenna Grillo alongside Lindsey Brewer. Row 15, Tyler Fling and Ryan Belanger. Row 14, Dalton Egger and Alan Hewitt. While row 13 has Sky Fidley and Miana Wick. Row 12, Micah Hendricks alongside Colton Aldridge. And then just outside the top 20, Chris Naria and Luke Shanahan. On row number 10, it will be the number 13 tee of Miguel Lopez alongside the 55 of Ben Schermerhorn. Row 9, the 88 of Colton Griffin and the 66 of Don Whittington. Griffin on the outside, Whittington on the inside. Row 8, Jerry Rhodes in the 25 and the 111 of Joshua Delogier. Row number 7, Chance Stevens on the DR kart alongside the CRG of number 38, Jack Bradley. Row 6, great start for the number 82 of Corey Estelle, and on the inside, Andres Orozco in the number 2. Into the top 10 right now, the Intrepid driver Mariana Ramirez starting 10th alongside Curtis Paul Jr. in the number 177. Row 8, Alan Michelle in the Tony Kart number 10, and Ryan Kinnear in the number 3 Intrepid. Row number 3 now, it'll be Cody Deedy, national number 3 in the CRG, starting alongside the FA kart of Garrett Wagner. Row 2, Garrett Boone in the 3G Kart Racing Burrell number 100, and Christian Sherman in the CRG USA number 17. 34 cars in the field, 2 on the front row. Yesterday's winner starting on the off pole, the pure karting number 12 of Augie Lurch. And your pole sitter today in the GP number 7M, it's Axel Matos, the rookie driver in the S2 category, fresh out of S5. Matos and Lurch on row 1, Sherman and Boone row 2, Wagner Didi row 3, Kinnear and Michelle row 4, Paul and Ramirez row 5. Green, green, green! Tough start for the number 10 of Alan Michelle. Put Whittington into the gravel, but he's able to get back on the racetrack. Out front, the whole shot goes to Lurch. He'll lead early. Matas into second. First time through turns number 2 and 3. Everyone's smooth thus far. Out of 4, over to 5. Yesterday's winner, Lurch. The benefit of that whole shot as he leads into the S's the first time. Everyone stringing together. The train has begun. Wild start to S2. Everybody able to hold on, though. Down the back straightaway for the first time. Good pass further back there. I believe that was for 7th position at the end of the back straightaway. That was the number 77, 177 to Curtis Paul. He goes by the inside of Mariana Ramirez. Paul now to the 7th position. Trouble here for the number 99 who goes off track. That's Kyoshi Chiutsu. This point here looks like he's done. Rolling around here again through the S's. Lurch trying to stretch away as much as he can early on. Matas in the number 7 giving chase here. Boone with a good move to the inside of Sherman to take over third. So Garrett Boone in the number 100 back into third position. Christian Sherman now running in the third spot. Sherman in 4th, Boone 3rd, Kinnear now in 5th, Wagner 6th, and Curtis Paul rolling right now. He'll go to the inside of Wagner. Wagner gets into him coming out there, but he holds on. Curtis Paul, fastest driver on the racetrack right now in the Tony Kart number 177. Curtis Paul trying to work his way into the top 5 now. I believe he was able to get into 6th position. They are flying there in the Tony. Curtis Paul Jr. rolling up now on Ryan Kinnear. Boone now with a quick lap, 49.252. Boone, though, running a defensive line, trying to hold on to Christian Sherman. I would assume Boone has that car set up to come in a little later in the race, and he's just trying to run defensive now to hold on to third. If he can hold on to this position for the first 5 or 6 laps, he knows that Burrell will start coming in. Up front, Matas in the number 7 starting to get racy with Augie Lurch. They flip-flopped the position a couple times already. Kinnear closing up on Sherman just as Paul is closing up as well on Kinnear. Boone now able to distance himself from Sherman here. Matas starting to get aggressive as he's looking inside and out on Lurch. Curtis Paul rolled up there pretty quickly. Not been able to go any quicker. Ryan Kinnear now with a quick lap, 49.039. Lurch able to pull about a tenth of a second advantage, maybe 2/10 now on Matas. 0.292, in fact, the gap between first and second. Good fight here between Joshua Delogier and Cody Dede, Summernats winner last year. They're running and fighting for 9th position. Augie Lurch in the number 12 Pure Karting Tony Kart with his eye on trying to sweep the main events on the weekend here. Matas, though, would love to score a victory in his debut weekend in S2. A couple years of S5 racing, but Matas has really taken to the S2 here. Six drivers essentially in this lead group is Sherman, Kinnear, and Paul. Not that far off the lead trio. Connor Wagner runs in 7th position, but he's a second and a half behind Paul. Don Whittington now in 8th, Cody Dede in 9th, Joshua Delogier in 10th, Mariana Ramirez in 11th, Ben Schermerhorn having his best run of the weekend up into 12th, Chance Stevens in 13th, Micah Hendricks 14th, and Sky Finley, who started really deep in the field. He has worked his way up to 15th position already. A great run for Sky Finley in the pole position karting. DR kart. He started 26th, now up to 15. So 11 spots already for Finley. Augie Lurch in the number 12 just laid the quick lap of the race down, 48.923. .923 for Lurch. A 49 flat for Axel Matas. Still about 0.3 of a second, the gap between first and second. Driver off into the S's. Possibly Connor Wagner off the racetrack. It's been a rough one for Wagner. He's off. Essentially the entry to turn number 7, the second corner of the S's, which includes 6, 7, 8, and 9. Wagner off the racetrack. Somebody else just had missed a gear. That was the 22, Chance Stevens. Stevens having some gearbox issues, missed a gear on the front straightaway. Lost a spot there. Schermerhorn able to get by into the top 10. Oh, contact with the leaders. The leaders are spun. Matas went around. The leaders got together in turn number 5. Matas to the inside of Lurch. Contact. They both went outside onto the marbles and started sliding. Lurch just able to hold on. He goes back to, I believe, 5th. That's going to put the lead to Garrett Boone in the Burrell. Sherman now in 2nd. Kinnear 3rd. Paul 4th. Lurch into 5th with 8 laps to go. Driver off the racetrack in turn number 1, but that's somewhere just outside the top 15. Wonder if that's actually Matas. We'll give you a full field rundown, or at least a top 20 rundown next time by. Mayanna Wick out as well over in turn number 1. It's been a rough weekend for her. Garrett Boone, your leader. Let's have a look when they come by here. Boone taking the full advantage of the leaders getting together. Boone, Sherman, Kinnear, Lurch now to 4th. Yellow flags flying over in turn number 1. Curtis Paul runs in 5th spot. Yes, it is Axel Matas dropping down the order. He's the driver out over in turn 1. It all went badly for Matas, who was running in 2nd. Made a move inside Lurch. Contact put them both off in the marbles. Lurch just able to continue, kept the car, was full sideways on the drift. Had to modulate the throttle to keep the car going forward. Matos not able to do it. He looped it around And Lurch comes back into 5th position. He's already got his way back to 4th, and in doing so, resets fast lap of the race. 48.874 for Augie Lurch. He's got his head down now, trying to work forward. Good fight here further back as well. 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th. Don Whittington, Cody Dede, Chance Stevens, and Ben Schermerhorn. Mariana Ramirez right there, Sky Finley, Micah Hendricks, all in the fight. So Garrett Boone leading now by 0.2 of a second with 5 laps remaining. Christian Sherman in 2nd, Ryan Kinnear 3rd, Augie Lurch in 4th, Curtis Paul 5th, Delogier 6th, Dede in 7th spot, Stevens 8th, Whittington 9th, Schermerhorn now 10th. Sherman though closing up, Christian Sherman in the 17, he'll go to the inside of Boone, side by side through one, new leader, Christian Sherman takes the lead in the number 17. Christian Sherman, a winner last year at the Summer Nationals, has taken the lead from Garrett Boone here in S2. Ryan Kinnear right there as well, as is Augie Lurch and Curtis Paul. Lost one of our leaders out of here. That's Sherman. Sherman goes out over in turn number 11. I don't know if there was contact there. I didn't see it. All I saw was Sherman sliding. Might have been contact. He's going to be 6th position in the order. Garrett Boone back to the lead. Kinnear now 2nd. Lurch up to 3rd. Curtis Paul now 4th. Delogier in 5th. It'll be 2 to go next time by. 4 drivers in the lead battle here in S2. Christian Sherman off the racetrack in turn number 11. I said I don't know if there was contact. All I looked over and saw was a driver off in the dirt. Driver right in the middle of the racetrack here. They're trying to throw yellow to get this driver off the track. Yellow's flying over in turn number 1. That car's sitting in the middle of the racetrack right now. They need to pull it off track. Two laps remaining. They got to get that car out of the way because this is a prime passing position. They got to pull that car off the racetrack. That driver needs to do it himself. Remember, drivers, the car is your responsibility. Don't just leave it out in the middle of the racetrack. Finally able to get it off the track, and we are back to racing. White flag will fly this time by. Lurch now into the lead. Augie Lurch into the lead here. Being told there's a potential penalty, though, involving Lurch, so we'll see what happens here. The contact over in turn 5. Lurch leads. Boone in 2nd. Kinnear 3rd, Paul 4th. Results of this race will be unofficial. Contact between the 2 leaders. Back on lap number 10, right at the halfway point, essentially. Race director's talking about this right now. Coming across here to go to the checkered flag. Augie Lurch is going to take the flag. Will he get to not? I don't know. Black and checker being waved. Lurch wins on the racetrack. Boone in second. Ryan Kinnear third. Curtis Paul fourth. Joshua Delogier in fifth. Christian Sherman in the sixth spot. Chance Stevens in seventh. Cody Dede comes in eighth. Micah Hendricks in ninth. Alan Michelle in 10th. Sky Finley started deep in the field, able to get his way up to 12th, right behind Don Whittington. But Augie Lurch, the on-track win, but checker flag and black being shown at start-finish. Race officials discussing this event right now. Black and checkers of this race under protest. Lurch, Boone, Kinnear, Paul, and Delogier. Your top five. I'll head down here to the scales right now to get the quick interview with the driver across the line the first time. We'll see if that's going to stick or not. Augie Lurch taking the victory at the line, turning some really good laps after the incident with Axel Matas. But Matas off the racetrack over in turn one with a damaged race car. We'll see what kind of outcome we have here. Solid race all around. Good run for Kinnear. Curtis Paul, a great drive as well. Fourth place run for Curtis Paul. Good drive. Augie Lurch in the number 12, getting ready to come across the scales here right now. As I said, you saw the black and checker. Race officials discussing the incident over in turn number 5, the contact between first and second. Matas was leading going into the corner. Lurch with contact from the tail. We'll see what happens here. Once again, getting ready to wrap things up here with S2. Augie, quick chat with you, bud. Got to go talk to somebody right now. All right, Augie's getting sent to talk to the race directors right now. So as I said, there could be an issue on the racetrack here right now. So we'll shut this one down. We'll find out exactly what happens here. Stay tuned on ekartingnews.com, folks. We'll give you the full update when we know what happens here. As an incident on the racetrack halfway through between the two leaders could affect something that happens in the event. Nonetheless, the S2 drivers putting on a great show again. Garrett Boone, part of the battle. Curtis Paul, Ryan Kinnear as well. And, of course, Augie Lurch, Axel Matas in there as well. S2 is going to be a barn burner of a class here this year. These drivers looking very, very good. So, again, stick with us. More to come. Live coverage of the Sunday events here at the Spring Nationals on ekartingnews.com.
Today's live audio coverage of the SKUSA Spring Nationals is brought to you by Champion Racing, the Rollison Performance Group, SCCA Enterprises, Art Grand Prix America, Courtney Concepts, SRS Engines, and Kart Sport North America.
Do you want to be the best? Then join the Kart Sport North America program today. Now entering its third season, the U.S. and Mexico import for racing kart North America was also named Team of the Year in 2010. Kart Sport North America is the importer for a number of products to complement the Aero brand, including SKF bearings, KartTech products, CZ chain, iPrisma tire gauges, Oryx wheels, and ORG racewear. In 2013, the team will provide support and arrive and drive programs for the Florida Winter Tour, the SKUSA Pro Tour, WKA Manufacturers Cup Series, and the Rotax Grand Nationals. The operation is located at the state-of-the-art Mooresville Motorplex in North Carolina and is the on-site Pro Shop and Rotax Service Center. Listen to this weekend's broadcast to hear the Kart Sport North America and Aero Racing Kart drivers at the front of the field. If you want to be a part of this growing program, be sure to contact us at kartsportna.com.
Do you remember Intrepid? Of course you do. Their record in the U.S. includes countless wins and championships, from club racing to the Stars of Karting Series and the SKUSA SuperNationals. Well, Intrepid is back, and they've teamed with Champion Racing once more. Quality, innovative, and amazingly affordable. These are the words to describe the new era of Intrepid. It was 10 years ago when Champion Racing first partnered with Intrepid, and the results were staggering. Multiple victories were garnered at major events, and many titles were won, including the eKartingNews.com Team of the Year 2 years in a row. Brett and Rodney Berryhill are committed to the new era of Intrepid and securing a strong presence in the North American market. If you're ready to win, think Champion Racing and Intrepid.
This EKN live broadcast of the SKUSA Spring Nationals is being presented by Champion Racing and Intrepid. Look out, Intrepid is back.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Spring Nationals as we get set to go here. Tag Master, their main event next up. Mike Manning Karting, the sponsor of our Tag Master category for this year's Spring Nationals. And will it be a sweep of the weekend's main events for Scott Falcone? That remains to be seen. We will give you the update when we know on S2, but at this point, Scott Falcone will start on pole. It will be Will Jadaker, however, starting 29th. Jerry Henderson and Vache Tataki in row 14. Kurt Fisher and Corey Mitchell, row 13. Mike Jones, keep your eye on the 504, starting 24th. He's told us he's going to put on a show coming to the front, so the number 504 is going to need a big start. He'll start alongside the 45 of Ron Hyde. Row 11, John Dixon and Wade Eastwood. Dixon, a top 10 runner. Look for the 77 to attack quickly as well. Row 10, Brent Lyman alongside Steve Weiner. Row 9, Tom Gershner and Chris Coster. Row 8, Gary Butler and Don Gilboa. Row 7, Federico Acquini in the 16 and Dave Konicki in the 69. Row 6, Jim Russell Jr. in the number 29, nursing a bent chassis here right now. He'll start alongside the number 31 of Paul Holbein. Into the top 10 now, veteran driver Andy Seisman in the Aero number 51 on the outside, Chuck Garfar on the inside in the Parolin. Row number 4, Ethan Wilson, the FA kart number 49, starting 8th alongside the VME of number 23, Kevin Manning. Mirko Mazzoni is going to start 6th in the number 127 Ital course alongside the Tony Kart of Anthony Honeywell in the 76. Row 2 will be Brian McCaddy, former Pro Tour Tag Master champion in the number 93, and veteran driver, multi-time championship winner Billy Cleveland in the number 19, starting 3rd. 29 drivers in the field, 2 on the front row. Off pole, reigning national champion Paul Bonilla. And on the inside, runner-up from last year and already a race winner on the Tour, the victor of yesterday, Scott Falcone on pole. Falcone versus Bonilla. No start. Oh, let him play. That would look good. Let him go. Little bit messy. Would like to have seen them go green, though. Scott Falcone and Paul Bonilla on the front row. National number 2 and national number 1. The two drivers who battled out for the championship last year are going to try to start it off all again. Both drivers on the podium yesterday, going to be on the podium again today if they can get the job done. They both have the speed to run out front. Bringing it back around here, an 18-lapper for Tagmaster. This again. Drivers working their way back into the staging lanes. Looking good. Let them go. We've got it. Green, green, green. Tough one for Bonilla. The outside, a very hard place to start here. He's going to roll as much corner speed as he can through, and he does. He's in the third spot. Not a bad start for Bonilla. McCaddy trying to get aggressive coming in. He'll go to fourth. One driver spinning. That's Don Gilbo. Gilbo going to get himself back onto the racetrack in the 27. Falcone leads. Cleveland up into second. Bonilla third. McCaddy fourth. Honeywell in the fifth spot. Manning up into sixth. Mazzoni seventh. Graffar eighth. Four-driver breakaway here. McCaddy able to hang with that lead trio. Falcone, Cleveland, Bonilla, and McCaddy are top four. Again, it's always wondering who's going to have what it takes to run all 18 laps at 100%. Here goes Bonilla trying to get by Cleveland. He'll go to the inside at the end of the back chute. Paul Bonilla, national number 1, goes to the point. Cleveland has a bit of trouble with the curving coming through 12, and McCaddy tries to get a run on him. McCaddy's going to look to the inside of 1, and he's got him. So McCaddy now into third. Remember, 2 years ago when we first came here to Tucson with the Spring Nationals, the second running of the event, McCaddy swept the weekend in Tagmaster. 2 big victories. He's been strong, but has not been able to challenge Falcone or Bonilla. Right now, he's able to pull away a little bit here from Cleveland. Falcone trying to stretch it away from Bonilla. It would be a major advantage heading to the Summer Nationals if Falcone could win 2 of them here and hold Bonilla off the top of the podium. This time, though, Bonilla does the inside out again and takes the position in turn 1, a new leader. Paul Bonilla. Now your leader. Good fight here right now for 5th position as well. Anthony Honeywell asking for help from Kevin Manning to close back up on the leaders here. Honeywell runs in the 5th spot. Manning in 6th. 7th is Mazzoni. 8th is Graffar. 9th is Dixon. 10th is Ethan Wilson. Bonilla now your leader, but not by much. Almost a half a second now, the advantage for Bonilla over Falcone. McCaddy still in the 3rd position. Solid racing here in the Tag Master class. Honeywell has got Manning there, but Mazzoni coming up to fight it out as well. Paul Bonilla continues to stretch away. His fast lap a 51.260. Last time a 51.274. Great consistency. They've been working on that chassis all weekend at Tony Kart. It's an older chassis that they were able to pick up. Bolted a 2009 Rotax to it, and they've got this thing working. Trouble. Billy Cleveland, hand in the air with the CRG. Trouble for Billy Cleveland in the number 19. He is out of the race. From 4th position. So Billy Cleveland's weekend comes to a short end here. 6 laps into an 18-lap main event for Tag Master. That's going to bump everybody from 5th on up. McCaddy 3rd. Honeywell to 4th. Manning 5th. Mazzoni 6th. Chuck Graffar in 7th. Ethan Wilson in 8th. John Dixon in 9th. And Andy Seisman now up into the top 10. Mike Jones trying to work his way forward here. Jones currently in the 15th position. Bonilla now leading by 0.6 of a second. He and Falcone have stretched it out. Now, 11 laps remaining. We're going to see what happens here. Who's got what it takes at this point now to be quick at the end? Who's got the stamina, the endurance to be able to be quick at the end? 0.6 of a second separating 1st and 2nd as they come by here, closing in on the halfway point. Bonilla continuing to run good laps here. About 1/10 of a second again, quicker than Falcone. 0.7 of a second ahead. McCaddy in 3rd. Honeywell quicker by about 1/2 a second as Honeywell's trying to reel in McCaddy now. In fact, he's already there. Check this out. Honeywell maybe 2 lengths behind McCaddy now, maybe a length. Mazzoni's coming again. Remember Mirko Mazzoni on the Ital course, number 127, 3rd yesterday, behind Bonilla and Falcone. McCaddy third, Honeywell fourth, Mazzoni in fifth. Manning, Graffar, Wilson, Dixon, and Seisman. Your top 10 here at the halfway point. Laps winding down. Eight to go. Bonilla's just stretching away from Falcone. Will they split the main events to begin what will be a season-long battle in Tag Master? .1 seconds the advantage now. McCaddy and Honeywell continue to fight it out. Third, fourth, and fifth right together. Been watching Mike Jones. He's been able to get his way up to 12th from dead last. So Jones now up to 12th position. Started in 24th. He's up to 12th. Andy Seisman off the racetrack as well from 10th position. Number 51 into pit lane. Possible rib injury for Seisman, and he's pulled off the racetrack, running in the 10th spot. It's been a good run for him, getting his way into the top 10, but possible injury for Seisman. He's off the track. That's going to move for Jim Russell Jr. No, it's actually going to move Mike Jones now into the top 10. He'll work into 10th position now. We're not done with this great battle, though, here for the final podium position. Bonilla and Falcone look to have things handled, but the fight now for third definitely still rolling. Four laps remaining now for Paul Bonilla, who has worked his way to a 1.4 second advantage over Falcone. Brian McCaddy doing a pretty decent job right now, holding off these drivers behind him. Honeywell, Manning, and Graffar, Honeywell, Mazzoni, Manning. Graffar trying to close up as well with the number 3. He may not be done. Chuck Graffar's coming. Quicker by about a second. At 1.2 laps ago. He needs to step it up again here if he wants to close. If they start fighting for that position, Graffar may be able to get himself in here. It's still McCaddy holding on to third. Honeywell fourth. Honeywell's going to go to the inside in turn number 1. No! McCaddy comes across the bow. That's going to stack him up behind him a little bit. Manning able to hold himself in front of Mazzoni. Paul Bonilla just turned the fastest lap of the race on lap 15, 3 to go. 51.246. Bonilla leading by 1.6 seconds. Honeywell took an aggressive move to the inside of 1 to try to get by Brian McCaddy, but you have to go deeper. You got to get all the way in there and beside him. He was able to come across the front, and Honeywell had to check up. That gave McCaddy quite a bit of ground here now. Graffar definitely closing up on Mazzoni, though, with 2 to go. Graffar just turned his fastest lap of the race. 51.764. Half a second quicker than everyone in front of him. Graffar's coming. He's not done yet with a shot maybe even at the podium. If they can keep racing, Chuck G's going to be in there. McCaddy, Honeywell, Manning, Mazzoni, and Graffar now. That's 3rd through 7th. It'll be 1 to go this time by. Final lap across the start-finish line. One more time for Bonilla. Falcone knows he's got 2nd, but Honeywell's closed right back up on McCaddy. Graffar trying to close again, another 1/10 of a second quicker than Mazzoni. Graffar currently 7th. He just needs a couple more laps. Honeywell, a little look over the shoulder to find out where Manning is. Not in a position to take him in 4. Allows him to do a wide berth to try to get a better run on McCaddy. Probably 3 lengths now for McCaddy as they work their way into the S's one last time. Here comes your leader out at 12. A big victory here today for Paul Bonilla. He's your winner. Falcone in 2nd. Here comes Honeywell to the inside, trying to get the pass on McCaddy. Not quite enough. Brian McCaddy will take 3rd. Honeywell 4th. Manning 5th. Mazzoni in 6th. Graffar back to 7th. Jones in 8th. 9th is Ethan Wilson. And Jim Russell Jr. caps off the top 10. So Paul Bonilla, recovery, as he's able to work his way again to the front of the pack. Not able to chase down Scott Falcone yesterday, but they wrenched on the car, made some adjustments, and that national number 1 plate found its way back to the front here today, as Bonilla was quick. Great fight for 3rd spot as well. We'll get Bonilla to get that helmet off so we can have a quick chat with him. Get the helmet and gloves off, Bonilla. I got a chat. Falcone still a good run to 2nd spot, and Brian McCaddy able to take 3rd. Paul Bonilla, congratulations. You guys had to wrench on that thing this weekend. You guys made a lot of changes to it. You were working on it the whole weekend long. I mean, it obviously came alive today and even more in the main event, really. The thing was strong in the main.
I got to catch my breath here. I'm getting too old for this. Yeah, I mean, we had it yesterday, but I made a mistake and threw it off, so we didn't show the speed. But today, yeah, it was a little scary first heat because we went the wrong direction, but we definitely solved the problem, and I think we showed it. So great.
Feels good to come back. Obviously, a pretty big win for Falcone yesterday. For you to be able to come back and win today keeps things wide open.
Absolutely. The points are everything. At the end of the year, it could be a couple points, so it's definitely important.
There he is, folks. A lot of guys coming to give him the high five. Congratulations, Paul Bonilla, folks. Great job today. Bonilla, your winner in Tagmaster.
Today's live audio coverage of the SKUSA Spring Nationals is brought to you by Champion Racing, The Rollison Performance Group, SCCA Enterprises, Art Grand Prix America, Courtney Concepts, SRS Engines, and Kart Sport North America. This EKN live broadcast of the SKUSA Spring Nationals is being presented by Champion Racing and Intrepid. Look out, Intrepid is back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Working through our main events here today. Day 2 of the SKUSA Spring Nationals here at the Musselman Honda Circuit in Tucson, Arizona. Just wrapped up an exciting tag master main event that saw Paul Bonilla pick up the win ahead of the national number 2 Scott Falcone out on the track right now. It is our stock Honda Junior class S5 making their way around the track, doing their warm-up laps, getting ready to go racing. Shout out to one of our listeners out in Texas, Mitch Mackay. Says it's killing him not to be here this weekend and racing, but we sure do appreciate you tuning in, Mitch. Hope you're having a good time. And load up the trailer and come to Summer Nats, buddy. S5 on the track right now, warming up. Jared Campbell picking up that second heat race win. Carter Williams shares the front row with him. As these drivers make their way down the back straightaway, they're going to grid up this time by, again, Jared Campbell and Carter Williams sharing your front row. Then it's Jacob Loomis having an impressive run so far today. Patricio O'Ward shares row 2 with him. Derek Scott Jr. having a better day than yesterday. He sits 5th. Jim McKinney, your national champion from last year, sits in 6th place. Nathan Adds, Eric Nelson, Raul Guzman, and Garrett Dixon round out your top 10 starting positions here in S5. Keep an eye on Guzman. Guzman made his way up from the back to the front 4 in yesterday's main event, then faltered a little bit later on, but Guzman, a driver you're going to want to keep an eye on. As we're getting ready to go 18 laps of stock Honda Junior S5 main event racing. Dirk Cordy says put the visors down, points the light, revs come up, lights out, we are racing. Campbell gets a good start. Oh, and karts get over. Evan Roshak involved in an incident underneath the scoring tower here. He's all right. Gets the kart push started again. We're rolling. But Campbell with a good start over Carter Williams. Your front row is that as we run down through turns 2 and 3 right now. McKinney, Award, everybody trying to make moves from about the middle section of the grid up. But good start for Jared Campbell. As he gets a good jump off the lights, he is your leader. It's going to show Evan Roshak on your scoring monitor as the leader. That is not true. Unfortunately, due to that accident, Roshak out of the kart now. He seems to be grabbing his back a little bit, might be in a little bit of pain. Roshak out of it before he can even register one lap. So, as the rest of the field clicks off their first lap, Jared Campbell is your leader. With Patricio O'Ward getting a good start, moving up into second, then it's national number 3. Carter Williams, yesterday's main event winner, who we talked to after the race. Carter runs in 3rd currently, Loomis 4th, and then Nathan Adds. Adds having a good run so far. He sits 5th, and he's your quickest driver on the track, clicking off a 52.625. So good run for Nathan. He had some tough luck yesterday. I believe was involved in a few incidents in the heat races building up to the main event. So good run for Adds on the Sodi kart out of Texas. We'll see what he can do with the rest of this 18-lap main event. 1 lap down, about to be 2 now. As Jared Campbell begins to pull away. Patricio and Carter Williams run 2nd and 3rd. Jared Campbell goes purple this time by. He now the quickest driver on the track. Whoa, gets down into the 49s with a 49.845. So Jared Campbell, now your fastest driver on track. We got a race for 4th, 5th, and 6th on the track. 1st, 2nd, and 3rd starting to pull away. Nathan Adds trying to get into the action here. Nathan trying to lay down a few consistent laps to get onto the back bumper of 3rd place, who currently is Carter Williams. Again, Evan Roshak out of the running here early as he stands at the center of the track. Tough to see those guys come all this way, but you can bet he will be a force to be reckoned with in a few months at the Summer Nationals. Now we got a race in our hands for 2nd. Carter Williams starting to catch up to O'Ward. Patricio O'Ward going to have to fend off Carter Williams, yesterday's main event winner. Williams all over the back of O'Ward's Burrell. Williams in that FA kart. Nathan Adds receiving pressure from last year's national champion Jim McKinney. McKinney on the KGB not exactly having as strong of a weekend as they would have liked. McKinney racing in his home state of Arizona this weekend. And we do have a race for 2nd on our hands. O'Ward trying to hold off Carter Williams as they come out at turn 10 and go down the back straightaway here. Williams trying to make something happen. Williams going to look to the inside, and he's got it. Carter Williams advances to P2. Patricio O'Ward falls back to 3rd place. So now Carter Williams 1 spot closer to the lead. Having a dominant day yesterday, near perfect. Picking up the pole, a heat race, and the main event win yesterday. Only missed out on that 2nd heat race win. Jim McKinney moving up as well as he races with Nathan Adds. Adds hold on to 4th place. Adds and McKinney were side by side on the entry to turn 4 last time by. McKinney still rides in 5th. And again, we talked about him at the start of the race. Raul Guzman. Keep an eye on that driver. Currently running 6th, it looks like. Reads 8th on your monitors. But Guzman right behind McKinney and Adds. Now McKinney to the inside of Adds in turn 11. He moves into the 4th spot. Jim McKinney, 4th spot. Nathan Adds 5th. Guzman runs 6th. Then it's Loomis in 7th, and Eric Nelson having a good day as well, up into 8th. Nelson had some bad luck yesterday. He's got that kart pointed in the right direction, moving forward on that Cosmic chassis. Now keep an eye, Carter Williams, now that he's gotten around Patricio O'Ward, he's starting to get faster. Now your quickest driver on the track, Carter Williams, with a 49.646, sets his sights on your leader, the 103, the intrepid of Jared Campbell. Campbell and Williams had good racing yesterday. That was your 1-2. Just flip the order they're in now. That's how they finished in the main event yesterday. Going to be 12 laps to go this time by as they come under the starter stand. Carter Williams was fastest. Now that honor goes to Jared Campbell. Campbell clicks off a 49.491. This is good racing here, folks. The gap that time by was 1.196 seconds from the back bumper of Campbell to the front bumper of Carter Williams. With 12 laps to go, Carter Williams has more than enough time to catch up to our leader, Jared Campbell. But not if Campbell keeps laying down smoke in lap times like that. 49.491. Campbell, your leader and fastest man on the track. They head down the back straightaway here. We're going to see what Carter Williams can do this time as he's putting in work on this lap. They come out at turn 11, now through 12. We'll see who the quickest driver is on the track this time. The gap, 1.1 seconds. Does Williams cut into that at all? Yes, he does. Now it's down to 1. No, the gap grows to 1.2 seconds. Now Guzman trying to make a move on the inside. Well, that's going to be McKinney. I don't believe gets the spot. No, McKinney holds on to it. So McKinney still runs in 4th, and Guzman trying to hold off Nathan Adds now. This is the race for 5th on the track right now. And as Guzman tries to hold off Adds receiving pressure from Jacob Loomis. With Eric Nelson, Derek Scott Jr. behind him, and Garrett Dixon, that rounds out your top 10. The rest of the field is Jared Campbell, your leader. Carter Williams running about 1.2 seconds back in 2nd. Then it's Patricio O'Ward in 3rd. Jim McKinney rounds out 4th place, and Raul Guzman sits in 5th. The gap stays at 1.2 seconds, that lap between your leader and 2nd place, Carter Williams. So with this reduced main event, we are about to see halfway next time by, cutting from the originally planned 20 laps down to 18 due to some falling behind in the schedule and the fact that we have a lot of people trying to catch flights and working against the sunlight here and everything. Although Musselman Honda, great facility, is installed with full track lighting, which made last night's main events awesome to watch. That S1 main event, one of the best races I've ever seen. That was a lot of fun under the lights and great weather. So as they're getting halfway this time by, halfway through this 18-lap main event, Carter Williams continues to run in second. As Jared Campbell in that Intrepid looks strong out of the exit of turn 5 into the S's 6, 7, 8, 9. Patricio Ward holds strong in third. McKinney up into fourth. Raul Guzman rounds out your top 5. Stock Honda Jr. main event on the track right now, and Jared Campbell having a great race. Fought with Carter Williams yesterday in the main event, almost had the win. He's looking pretty strong right now. Carter Williams, 1.2 seconds was the gap just a lap ago between he and second place Carter Williams, and then it's quite a ways back to third place Patricio Ward. Jim McKinney trying to hold off Raul Guzman. And then Nathan Ads sits in 6th place. Ads having a much better day than he did yesterday. Good to see that for the driver in the number 18T machine. Again, Raul Guzman having a strong day yesterday. He got a great start off the lights, broke up that front-running quintet of 4 drivers, which was made up of Jared Campbell, McKinney, O'Ward, and Carter Williams. Guzman broke into that pack, raced with those guys, and then fell back as the race continued on. But he is having a solid day, currently running in 5th place, doing everything he can to keep up with national number 1, Jim McKinney. But up front, it is all Jared Campbell in the Intrepid. Carter Williams doing everything he can to cut into that lead. Jared Campbell goes purple this time by, your quickest driver on the track. The gap now back down to 1.1 seconds between he and second place Carter Williams. Good racing farther back on the track. That was the 101T of Derek Scott Jr. and Jacob Loomis going side by side down the front straightaway. Looks like Loomis is going to hold on to that position, I believe, trying to find that on the track. Eric Nelson behind Derek Scott Jr. trying to hold off Garrett Dixon in the 94Y. 5 laps to go next time by. Jared Campbell looking awful strong right now.
You know, Tony, a pretty good run here for Carter Williams trying to close up. He got down to actually below 1 second back. But it's just one of those deals that Campbell, again, just turned in a great lap, Tony. 49.397. So on lap number 12, Campbell getting chased aggressively by Carter Williams, the driver with a national number plate on the side of the car. In fact, look who's behind Campbell. National number 3, national number 2, national number 1, all right behind Campbell, but he rises to the occasion and turns a great lap. And then, indeed, exactly the same time, Carter Williams then goes and does it, turns a 49.343, back down to a second. This is a great race here at S5.
Absolutely, it is. And you can't say enough about Jared Campbell with that 103Y on his cart. And he's got every one of the national podium finishers from last year behind him, and by a lot. So Jared Campbell having a great run here late in this S5 main event.
Just 5 laps to go, as you said, Tony. These guys are really going to have to go at it. They're going to have to be quicker by at least 0.2 a lap if they want to close up.
That is the case indeed. Jared Campbell looking awful strong right now. Bangs the gears as they head down the front straightaway. Carter Williams ducking his head, doing everything he can, but that gap stays right around 1.1 seconds. Carter Williams and Patricio Ward rounds out your top 3.
It's just unbelievable the way that Campbell is rising to the occasion here. Be important for him. always try to score that first big national win, that first Pro Tour victory. Carter Williams has done it before, a big one for him yesterday. But for Campbell to know that he can run in front of these three returning veterans, the top three in points last year, McKinney, who runs fourth, Award now third, and Williams third last year, second on the racetrack, got to be a confidence booster for this young Californian.
What a confidence boost, no joke. Going out and beating the three best drivers in your class from the year before. Jared Campbell and that Intrepid is looking awfully strong right now as they're going to come by to get 3 laps to go.
Yeah, I was going to say, still 3 laps to get the job done. That time by, he's again about 1/10 of a second quicker than Carter Williams. Great run here.
Good run. Carter Williams doing everything he can to dig, but that gap stays right at about 1.2 seconds. Now with 3, really 2.5 laps to go, I don't know if Carter Williams on that FA kart has enough time to get something done. Jared Campbell and that Intrepid looking awfully strong. Patricio Award rounds out your top 3 podium if the checkers flew right now. National number 1 from last year, Jim McKinney, sits in 4th. And we've got ourselves an awfully strong field of S5 drivers. This class grows every year. It's great to see. One of my favorite classes, the real stepping stone into the world of stock Honda shifting. These S5 kids are going to be S2s in a year or two. And then from there, if they prove themselves, they're into S1.
Couple laps remaining here in this S5 category, brought to you by Ital Corse America. Campbell holding a 1.2 second advantage. He has run great laps here. 2 laps to go.
Jared Campbell seeing those 2 white flag and green flag showing him 2 to go. He has about 1.5 laps now left. As Carter Williams, I just don't think he's got enough time. He's going to have something go on to that Intrepid of Jared Campbell. And by the looks of how good he's been today and yesterday, I don't see any mechanical issues happening to that Intrepid. Knock on wood, of course. Jared Campbell's team doesn't need me talking about his mechanical issues, I'm sure. So everything looking good here as they come down the back straightaway, 2 corners left, and then the white flag will be flown in the air. Here we go, 1 lap left. Stock Honda Junior main event, getting ready to finish it.
Could be a big win for Intrepid as well, as Jared Campbell leading the way now, 1.2 seconds the advantage last time by the stripe. Both Campbell and Carter Williams, 49.5s. Looks like it could be a win here for Campbell as he is running strong out front with 1 to go.
Campbell works his way through turn 4 as he sets his sights on the right-handed turn number 5. He's looking like he's got smooth sailing for the rest of this lap here. Half a lap to go. Jared Campbell finished second yesterday to our main event winner, Carter Williams. Now the roles have been reversed. He is your leader here as they work their way through the S's and now down the back straightaway. 2 corners left. And he is not going to have any issues, any challenges, or any problems. So coming around to pick up the main event win in round 2 for S5, it's the Intrepid of Jared Campbell. Both hands in the air as second place Carter Williams comes home. And then national number 2, Patricio Award, rounds out your podium with Raul Guzman getting around McKinney for 4th. Great run for Guzman. McKinney rounds out your top 5. Nathan adds 6th. And Eric Nelson sneaks in with a 7th place. Garrett Dixon 8th. Derek Scott Jr., good run for him as well in 9th place. And then Jacob Loomis rounds out your top 10.
You know, all in all, some pretty good racing from our S5 drivers. Impressive to see what they were able to do here today. Jared Campbell, of course, doing a great job. Tony, head down there, and we'll get Tony Laporta to get a chance to talk to Jared Campbell, as he did such a great job scoring his first victory here. Carter Williams in second. The margin just over a second here now. Patricio Award back by a further 5 seconds. But again, Jared Campbell doing a great job. He'll work it around here. And always exciting to see that first burst of excitement when the driver comes across the line and realizes that he's won this race and for the first time will be the victor here in the Pro Tour. He's going to bring it down here now, and I'll send it back down to Tony Laporta. He's going to be down on pit lane getting ready to chat with Jared Campbell.
So we're down here at the scale line waiting for these guys. Carter Williams and Jared Campbell share a hug at the scale line. Campbell goes back and shakes Patricio Award's hand. Great sportsmanship to see here in this S5 class. These guys need to get across the scales. And as soon as they do, we're going to go ahead and talk to your main event winner here on Sunday, round number 2, Jared Campbell in that number 103 Intrepid. Campbell on the scales, making sure everything lines up. Carter Williams, great run for him yesterday. Great weekend for that FA kart driver. He comes home second, rolls reversed from yesterday. As Jared Campbell pushes it off the scales, he's going to throw that thing up on the cart stand. There we go. Jared Campbell going to pop the helmet off. Come over and talk to us real quick. So Jared Campbell getting hugs from everybody down here. Congratulations from Carter Williams' family and team. That's awesome to see. Jared, talk about it real quick, buddy. You had a great run yesterday, second, fought with Carter, the whole main event. What changed? What did you guys do to pick up the main event win today?
You know what? It's pretty much about the same between both of us. Carter's a great driver, and I want to thank everybody for all their good sportsmanship on the track. And today it just so happened to get out in front of him, and he gave me a great challenge, and it's a good win, and I'm very glad, and I'd like to thank everybody who's helped me.
All right, Jared Campbell, congratulations on your main event win. We'll see you at Summer Nationals.
All right.
All right, Jared Campbell, your main event winner. We're going to send it back up. Next main event on the grid. Continuing our coverage live here of the 2013 Spring Nationals.
Today's live audio coverage of the SKUSA Spring Nationals is brought to you by Champion Racing, the Rollison Performance Group, SCCA Enterprises, Art Grand Prix America, Courtney Concepts, SRS Engines, and Kart Sport North America.
Do you remember Intrepid? Of course you do. Their record in the U.S. includes countless wins and championships, from club racing to the Stars of Karting Series and the SKUSA Super Nationals. Well, Intrepid is back, and they've teamed with Champion Racing once more. Quality, innovative, and amazingly affordable. These are the words to describe the new era of Intrepid. It was 10 years ago when Champion Racing first partnered with Intrepid, and the results were staggering. Multiple victories were garnered at major events, and many titles were won, including the eKartingNews.com Team of the Year 2 years in a row. Brett and Rodney Berryhill are committed to the new era of Intrepid and securing a strong presence in the North American market. If you're ready to win, think Champion Racing and Intrepid. Is F1 your ultimate goal? If it is, do you know your path? Art Grand Prix is one of Europe's leading single-seater racing programs, winning races and titles in GP2 and GP3, the series that lead to the ultimate championship, F1. Art's new karting program is taking the international racing community by storm, developing a direct connection between karting and their top-level open-wheel teams. The connection between karting and professional motorsports is undeniable. We all know that karting provides the skills necessary to advance in the sport, and so does Art Grand Prix America. Here in the U.S., Art Grand Prix America has been formed, and its team drivers are already standing on the podium and winning races. Right now, Art GP America has a strong Arrive and Drive program and would be interested in speaking with any young competitor with F1 aspirations. We're also excited about expanding their dealer network. If you're a race shop looking for a new line for the showroom floor, call Art Grand Prix America. Be part of something bigger, much bigger. Check us out online at dpowerracing.com.
This EKN live broadcast of the SKUSA Spring Nationals is being presented by Champion Racing and Intrepid. Look out, Intrepid is back.
Ready to rock and roll here right now with our S1 drivers. Trouble with one of our pilots already off the racetrack. It will be Fritz Leisman starting on the pole position here in S1. This class brought to you by CRG USA. Leisman on the pole in the 1. Off pole, Joey Wimsett, yesterday's winner in the number 2. National number 3, Daniel Bray, starting in the 3rd spot. Cody Hodgson in 4th, and we got to start. Green, green, green. Corey Milne out of the race, not able to get to the start. An issue with the car. I believe he lost a wheel on the opening lap, so Corey Milne not able to start, had to leave that spot open on the grid. And that actually allowed Sabre Cook, who started directly behind him, to have that open space. They're battling hardcore right now. Hole shot goes to Joey Wimsett. Wimsett leads it, and Leisman being as aggressive as he could to try to find a way back by. These guys all know that you got to get the job done early here, but the S1 guys always do it with class. Wimsett leading down the back straightaway for the first time. Good run for Hodgson. He'll go into 3rd spot, but Bray able to get by him at the end of the back chute. So Bray back to 3rd. 4th is Hodgson. 5th is Cook. 6th spot now, Jimmy McNeil. 7th is Mike Beanie. 8th, Josh Lane. 9th, Alex Gumpher. And 10th, Keenan Schmidtke. Corey Milne, as we said, did not get the start, and Jake French did not show either. Not sure what happened to French. No start for Jake French. Being told to French not making it to the grid on time, so no start for French. Sabre Cook into 5th. As I said, got a great start to be able to jump up into there. She's 5th now. We'll try to go to work on Hodgson. Right behind Cook is Jimmy McNeil. And then Mike Beanie. Cook now right up on Hodgson coming into the turn number 1. There goes Sabre Cook to the inside. Side by side with Hodgson on the way out. They'll be side by side back. Oh, a little bit of contact coming out of there. She takes the position. Jimmy McNeil dives in as well. They were a little side by side coming out of the corner there. Little contact just as they were getting themselves straightened back out. Put Hodgson off the racetrack. He was able to bring it back on, but lost a bit of drive, and that allowed McNeil to dive to the inside in turn number 2. So Hodgson loses a couple of spots between 1 and 2. He will go back to 6th position. That's Sabre Cook then, up into 4th, as she now gets ready to go after Bray. Fritz Leisman leads. Joey Wimsett in 2nd. Dan Bray in 3rd. Cook 4th. McNeil in 5th. Hodgson 6th. Beanie 7th. Gumpher 8th. Keenan Schmidtke 9th. And Lloyd Mack rounding out your top 10. 15 laps still to go. So Fritz Leisman was able to go back to the lead on lap number 2 after Wimsett another hole shot. About 0.4 of a second the advantage right now for Leisman. Wimsett was your winner yesterday. Leisman was 2nd. They're looking to flip-flop it here today, similar to what we did last year, I believe, in Phoenix when we did exactly the same thing. Leisman won the first, or rather, Wimsett won the first day. Leisman won the second day. Bray 3rd as well. Sabre Cook about 1/10 of a second quicker than Daniel Bray. She's back by maybe a length now as they work their way down the back straightaway. Cook trying to take a run here at third. Here comes Sabra Cook. Gonna dive it to the inside to turn number 1. Book it. She's through. Sabra Cook just took second, or third rather, from Bray. She gives a little tap on her helmet and says, come on, Daniel, let's go. Let's go get these guys. Good little fight here as well for 5th and 6th. Jimmy McNeil and Cody Hodgson going at it. McNeil 5th, Hodgson 6th. And then 7th and 8th is Beanie and Gumpher. Leesman leading now by 7/10 of a second. As Sabra Cook trying to reel them in. We'll look at lap times to see how close they get here. 48.6 for both Leesman and Wimsett. This time 48.6, 48.7, and 48.7. Cook a little quicker than Wimsett. Eleven laps to go now. Fritz Leesman, a 48.6, 48.8 for Wimsett, 48.7 for Cook. Sabra Cook is definitely closing in on Wimsett here. Daniel Bray, 4th. Hodgson, 5th. Front 4 drivers not as close as we were yesterday when we stacked them all up. Billy Musgrave was in that fight yesterday. Today, Musgrave now running a little further back. Turley in the 9th position as Keenan Schmidtke now falling to the tail of the field. Schmidtke in the middle of the racetrack here between turns 2, 3, and 5. Little cut area there in the middle of the racetrack. Nine laps to go. Watching these drivers work here in good laps. Wimsett turns his best, a 48.626 to gain a 10th back. Only a second behind, still 8 laps remaining in S1. Behind the lead trio, Daniel Bray runs in 4th, Cody Hodgson 5th, Jimmy McNeil in 6th spot, Mike Beanie 7th, Alec Gumpher in 8th, 9th, Billy Musgrave in 10th, Lloyd Mack. Wimsett trying to close in here. Again, another half a tenth of a second. Down to .999 back now. Under a second. Wimsett chipping away at it, trying to close back up. Sabra Cook turning laps a little bit quicker than Leesman as well. Seven laps remaining in this S1 main event. Class brought to you by, as I said, CRG USA. Can Wimsett continue to close? No, this time he stretches it out a little bit. Their difference by maybe a couple hundredths of a second either way. This time, Leisman actually 200ths of a second faster. They're so evenly matched. Leisman, Wimsett, and Cook, 1, 2, 3. Same drivers we brought to the podium yesterday. Will it happen again today? Cook trying to close up on Wimsett. Again, she's about a half a tenth slower last time by. Good fight here, though, for fifth. Hodgson. Looks like Hodgson. That's actually for seventh. Gumpfer, Beanie, and Musgrave. Pardon me. Seventh position. Gumpfer in the 15. Beanie in the 25. And Billy Musgrave in the 322 having at it. Billy Musgrave is able to get by Mike Beanie. He'll go into 8th position now. So Musgrave slips through with the number 322. He'll go to 8th. 5 laps to go. Leisman leading by 1.1 seconds now over Fritz Leisman. Fritz Leisman stretching it away. Sabre Cook turning her fastest lap last time by a 48.600. They'll see the 2 lap to go sign next time by. Leisman leading now by 1.3 seconds. Fritz Leisman, your leader by 1.3. Joey Wimsett second. Sabre Cook looking to go back-to-back podium finishes here in her S1 debut. Daniel Bray in 4th. Cody Hodgson 5th. Jimmy McNeil in 6th spot. Alec Gumpfer 7th. Billy Musgrave 8th. Mike Beanie 9th. Josh Lane 10th. Lloyd Mack 11th. Kyle Hathcox in 12th. Tyler Bennett 13th. And Christian Bird in 14th spot. Drivers back down to 48.6 as Wimsett turning his fastest lap, as did Bray and Hodgson. This fight for the tail of the top 10 is pretty aggressive too. Lane, Mack, Hathcox, and Bennett all running together. That's for 10th. Final lap on the racetrack for S1. S4 is going to be next up, with the S1 drivers capping things off here. There's 3 more races after this. Fight's not over. In the 10th position, Lane holding on to 10th. Lloyd Mack right behind him. Gets a little bit of a gap there right now because Kyle Hathcox is trying to find a way by. He wants to get by Lloyd as well. Mack trying to hold him off. Here come your leaders through the final couple of corners. Fritz Leisman, second yesterday. He'll get the win here today. Wimsett second. Third for Sabre Cook. Fourth for Daniel Bray. Fifth Cody Hodgson. 6th goes to Jimmy McNeil. 7th to Billy Musgrave. 8th, Alex Gumfer. 9th, Mike Beanie. And Josh Lane able to take 10th position here in S1. Fritz Leisman, though, taking the victory. A solid win for Fritzer today. Didn't get the whole shot. Joey Wimsett's a pretty solid starter. He was able to jump out into the lead. Held it for a couple of laps. But it was hard to hold back Leisman today. He just really had everything going. Leisman was able to get by. And of course, we watched Sabra Cook work her way there as well. Able to slip by Daniel Bray in turn number 1 to take the position. Nonetheless, as we said, this one belonged to Fritz Leisman today. Fritz will bring the car in here and we'll have a quick chat with him. Sabra Cook going to push across the line as well. CRG chassis DDR power for Cook. A good weekend. 2 podium finishes in her debut in the S1 category. Leisman comes rolling in here as well. Once Fritzer gets the helmet off, we'll have a quick chat with him. The helmet's off, so I'll come back and grab him myself. Fritz Leisman, you didn't get the whole shot. Joey got you again, but you were able to get back by him, and the car was good after that. You know, you guys were all running almost identical times. The gap pretty much stayed the same, about a second. Nonetheless, a good comeback after yesterday.
Yeah, you know, Joey's been on point with his starts all weekend, and mine haven't, so I knew if I didn't hit it, he was going to get me and I'd have to battle him. But, yeah, the car was there today, definitely. No doubt about that. The engine was there. Thanks to everybody in the pit, the DDs, my mechanic, Ricky, Rainey for the engines, and a hell of a day.
It's going to be a fun season, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well done. A win here, folks, for Fritz Leisman, and he acknowledges this is going to be a good season. We got some talented drivers here in this S1 category this year. You have got to be strong if you want to go after a title this year, and it is up for grabs. Once again, the winner today in the S1 category, Fritz Leisman.
Today's live audio coverage of the SKUSA Spring Nationals is brought to you by Champion Racing, the Rollison Performance Group, SCCA Enterprises, Art Grand Prix America, Courtney Concepts, SRS Engines, and Kart Sport North America.
Welcome back. Those listening live on ekartingnews.com. Hope you're enjoying the day as much as we are. Gorgeous weather here, and wherever you are, I hope it's beautiful outside, or either you're inside tucked into somewhere warm. Maybe you're watching the Masters, a little racing, a little Formula One, a little Pro Tour, something cold to drink. Enjoy what has been a great Sunday afternoon for us out here in Tucson. Still more racing to come. 3 more races. We got S4, Tag Cadet, and then our headline show of the day, Tag Senior, still to come. This should be a good one here, though. Some good battles in this S4 Master Stock Moto. It's going to be Justin Peck starting alongside Curtis Cooksey on row 17. Look out for Cooksey coming to the front in the 41. I would expect he'll be attacking aggressively over the first couple of laps, some deep braking maneuvers. Same goes for the driver, just a couple in front of him. On row 16, Trevor McAllister on the inside. Dave Conyers on the outside. McAllister and Cooksey, they got involved to be starting back there, but they need to fight together to get to the front. Levi Bennett and Mike Sullivan on row 15. Joe Johnson and Mike Rhodes, row 14. Ken Schilling and Rob Van Dieren, row 13. Chris Foso and Ben Johnston, row 12. Jack Nelson and Greg Bridle, row 11. Victor Jimenez and Daryl Tunnel, row 10. Mike McDonough and a top 10 finisher, Steve McCaffrey, 17th and 18th. PP Mastro and Greg Nelson, row 8. Nick Firestone has the ability to run top 10. He's going to start 14th alongside Mike Potikin. Late entry, Ari Lyondike Jr. starting 12th with Don McGregor out of Canada. Row number 5, top 10 now, Jet Davis and Lance Lane. Row 4, Mike Smith in the 41T and Chris Jennings in the 175. Row 3, Robert Marks in the 103X and Rob Logan in the number 33X. Row 2, it'll be national champion Eddie Olpen on the outside in the number 1, and on the inside, Willie Musgrave in the number 422. 34 drivers in the field, 2 on the front row, off pole. A rough day yesterday, but things are working right now for the DRT driver, number 90, Brian Fisher. He'll start off pole alongside the driver everybody's been chasing this weekend in the 3G kart racing, Burger King number 3, the Burrell of Jordan Musser. Yesterday's winner, ready to go at it. It'll be Musser and Fisher, row 1. Musgrave and Olpen, row 2. Green, green, green. Clean start so far. 34 S4 drivers rocket down into turn number 1. Musser with the hole shot. Fisher into second. Clean thus far out of 1. Stack them through 2. If they can get over to the S's, you know they'll be fine because they'll go single file through the S's. Time by the stripe. Let's see as they roll across here. Musser with a good hole shot to lead. Musgrave to second. Fisher third. Olpen fourth. Rob Logan now up to 5th spot. Robert Marks into 6th. Mike Smith in 7th. Lance Lane 8th. Chris Jennings 9th. And Mike Potikin rounds out your early top 10. Curtis Cooksey able to get up to the 28th position. Looks like Trevor McAllister a no starter. Don't know what happened to McAllister. Would have been a nice show to see him try to come from the tail of the field. We'll have to look at Cooksey, who's already up to 28th position. Curtis Cooksey to 28th. Musser trying to stretch it out a little bit here early as Musgrave keeping him honest. Not too far up front here right now. Musgrave with the fastest lap on lap 2, 49.566. Only a half a second now between first and second.
So as Jordan Musser works to walk away from the rest of this S4 field here, Willie Musgrave going to do everything he can in that Tony kart to hang with the Texan in the Burrell. Willie Musgrave, he and his son Billy made quite a showing at Supernats just a couple months ago last year. Willie showing awfully strong here in S4. Again, as Rob said, Trevor McAllister not making the grid for this main event today. Not sure what happened there. Trevor put on a great show yesterday in this main event in round 1 on Saturday, and he was looking strong in the heat races today as well. He and his Praga did not come to the grid, so not sure what's going on there. The driver I'm keeping my eye on is running in 4th place at the moment. It's the national number 1 from last year, the Utah shifter pilot, Eddie Olpen. He's had an odd day so far today, but he keeps moving up a little bit every time they get on the track. And Olpen right now setting his sights on 3rd place driver, number 90C, Brian Fisher in that DR kart. Olpen now right on him as they head out of 5 and into the S's, turn 6, 7, 8, and 9. Jordan Musser doing what he's been getting good practice at all weekend, stretching a lead over the rest of this S4 group. But Willie Musgrave right now, one of the stronger challengers we've seen, really trying to maintain the gap, at least not let it get any bigger, while Brian Fisher tries to hold off Eddie Olpen, and then a host of CRGs It's Rob Logan, Robert Marks, and Mike Smith, all out of the CRG USA 10, if I do believe. And speaking of CRG USA, I've got to give a shout-out to Sabra Cook. Great run this weekend in her debut in S1 out of Grand Junction, Colorado. Very proud of her, representing the region very well. So way to go, Sabra. Bunch of her teammates running very strong right now. Rob Logan, Marks running fifth and sixth on the track. I apologize. But up front, it's all about the Texan, Jordan Musser, looking awful strong in that Burrell. Willie Musgrave maintaining the gap at just 0.6 of a second right now. Trying not to let Musser pull away any more than he already has. Then the gap back to Brian Fisher is spread out a little bit as Fisher tries to put a little bit of ground between he and Eddie Alpin. Alpin's going to fall victim to Marks. Rob Logan in the 33X if he's not careful. Great racing here in S4. We've got a kart slow to the outside of turn 1 and turn 2. I want to say that's Rob Van Daren, I want to say. That's 37, Rob Van Daren, another driver out of CRG USA's tent. He's based out of Grand Junction, Colorado. Van Daren's been having a rough weekend so far, and he's ready to pack up and just go back home and play host at the Summer Nationals, where I'm sure he'll have quite a strong weekend. But up front, Jordan Musser still looking very strong right now. Willie Musgrave looks like he's cut into that gap a little bit. It was 0.6 of a second 2 laps ago. This time it's 0.4 of a second. Let's see what it is at the line. It's definitely going to be smaller now. 0.4 of a second, now down to 2. Musgrave cutting the lead. Musser holds in half. Now Musgrave pulls right up on the back bumper of Musser on the exit of turn 1. We've got a race for the lead on our hands right now. Willie Musgrave in that Tony kart and the neon orange helmet getting after it here. 11 laps to go next time by. Musgrave, great under braking on the entry into turn 4. Pulls right up on the back bumper of Musser as Brian Fisher is just left to watch. And now Robert Marks gets underneath Eddie Alpin to take 4th spot away. Alpin falls now to 5th. That's Logan. Apologies. Once again, I'm getting him and Marks mixed up. Rob Logan into P4. And Rob Van Daren's going to pull it in and hit the scale line. Willie Musgrave eating Musser up under braking right now. He is looking good in that Tony kart. So 11 laps to go, this time by at the stripe. Those last 10 circuits coming up next time by. And S4 racing, folks, I don't care. These guys might be a little bit older than the premier class, S1 and S2 as they call it. But, man, these S4 drivers can hustle. And Jimmy McNeil, proof that just because you're S4 age doesn't mean you can't hang with the S1 crowd. And again, like I said, Jordan Musser's been having some of his competition beg him to move up to S1 here in the near future because he is just so fast out here in these stock Hondas. So as we're going to be coming by to get 10 to go, this time by Jordan Musser looking awfully strong. With Willie Musgrave just getting after it in second place right now. Curtis Cooksey moving up into 19th right now, just out of Darrell Tunnel in the 20th position. Musser looking awful strong right now, trying to hold off the Californian Willie Musgrave. As we have 10 laps left here in this S4 main event, round 2 of the 2013 Pro Tour here in Tucson. Jordan Musser out of Texas, currently your leader, has stretched the gap back to 0.6 of a second over Willie Musgrave. Then Brian Fisher holds station in 3rd place, just watching this battle in front of him, as Rob Logan has been able to get around Eddie Alpin. Alpin now into 5th. 6th is Mike Smith. 7th is the CRG of Robert Marks. Ari Lyondike Jr., the late entry, runs 8th. Don McGregor 9th. And then Lance Lane on the DR kart rounds out your top 10.
Thank you very much, Tony. Awesome job. Had to wolf down a hot dog there. Good battle here in this S4 category. 7 drivers in that lead group. Halfway through, 9 down, 9 to go. Willie Musgrave stepped things up a little bit. He is matching the pace, if not going quicker, than Jordan Musser. Quicker by about a half a tenth last time by. The gap now just 0.6 between Musser in the 3 and Musgrave in the number 422. The Fish, Brian Fisher, running 3rd. 49.752, a little quicker than Musgrave last time. In fact, Fisher, quickest of the top 3 drivers. Musser, Musgrave, and Fisher, your lead group. Fast personal lap for Jordan Musser, 49.759. Musgrave, as we said, in second, trying to close it up. Still about 0.6 of a second. Behind that lead battle of 7 drivers up front, 8th, 9th, and 10th, a pretty solid little battle. It's Ari Lyonjike Jr. leading the group, but Don McGregor and Lance Lane right there ready to take advantage of it. Behind the lead trio, it is Rob Logan by himself in the 33, then the 1 of Eddie Open, the 41 of Mike Smith, and the 7 of Robert Marks.
Jordan Musser continuing to walk away from this loaded S4 field out here this weekend. He stabilized the gap to still 0.6 of a second over Willie Musgrave, against 0.68 that time by between he and second place Willie Musgrave. Brian Fisher holds strong in third place. Rob Logan and Mike Smith round out your top 5 as Eddie Alpin has lost another position to the CRG contingent. Alpin now runs in 6th. And it's Robert Marks in 7th, Lyondike Jr. 8th, Don McGregor 9th, Lance Lane 10th. PP Mastro runs 11th, Michael Patekin runs 12th, Nick Firestone on the Zanardi 13th, while Chris Jennings and It's a Bird, It's a Plane, Jet Davis rounds out your top 15. Jordan Musser, what can you say about the guy? Mechanical engineer by day, kart extraordinaire by night. Got a kart off on the exit of turn 4. Not sure who that is. We're going to look for it. Possibly looking like a red and black kart. Not sure. Maybe a CRG out there on the exit of 4. We'll get a number to you when we can. So 6 to go, about 5.5 laps by where they are on the track now. 5 to go. Next time by under the line, Jordan Musser. The Texan looking awfully good right now. 0.6 of a second back to second place, number 422, the Tony Kart. Dirt bike racer Willie Musgrave turned kart pro practically based off the run he's having here this weekend. His son Billy, S2 standout from last year, bumped into S1 immediately. And Billy, among that great rookie class we have in S1 this year. I mean, what an awesome rookie class of drivers. Great drivers, great people. His dad on the track right now, wheeling it in second place, the Musgrave clan, a fast group of drivers for sure. So 5 laps to go. Musser not really worrying about what's going on behind him, still right at 0.6 of a second, nearly 0.7 of a second back to Musgrave. Then it's Fisher, Logan, Smith round out your top 5. S4 main event on the track right now. Coming up next, we have our Tag Cadet main ready to roll, and then we'll wrap things up with our premier class today, the loaded field of Tag Seniors. Those guys are coming up in one main event as we finish up the last 5 circuits here in S4. As Musser pulls away from Musgrave, Musgrave's got to watch out for Fisher. Fisher starting to close the gap on second place. Willie Musgrave, Brian Fisher trying to change the podium order here in the last 4 laps. Curtis Cooksey's moved up into 17th. He was 19th just a few laps ago. Mike Madonna on the 84. Illuminos entry runs 18th. Greg Nelson 19th. And Daryl Tunnel at CRG rounds out your top 20 here. So as they hit the back straightaway, Jordan Musser still looking awfully good. 0.7 of a second was the gap last time at the line. We're going to see what it is here. Musgrave has laps where he breaks into the lead greatly. There he goes from 0.7 of a second back to 0.6 of a second. He cuts 1/10 of a second of the gap, but he still runs in second to Musser. 3 laps to go.
Down to the final circuits here for our S4 category. This class brought to you by DRT Racing. Still a 0.6 of a second margin, but Musgrave is not done. It continues to close. Last time getting about 1/10 of a second. He's getting close enough now that you may see a draft pass. If he can get close enough for the draft, we could see something. And then, of course, if they get anywhere close together, Fisher could be there to try to battle it out. Logan still 4th. Smith 5th. 2 to go this time by. Here comes your leaders. Last time was 0.6 of a second. This time by the stripe, 0.4 of a second. Musgrave closing right up on Musser. Looks like he might have pushed a little too hard in turn number 1. Tried it too early. Oh, man, he would closed up probably to within 3 or 4 lengths. Deep on the brakes to turn number 4. Musgrave trying to roll corner speed, exit off. Maybe 6 lengths as they work their way down here. Fisher's trying to stay with them as well. Musgrave just turned his fastest lap of the race, 49.529. He's about 0.2 of a second quicker than Musser. Are we going to have a battle for the win here in S4? Down the back straightaway. They'll see the white flag this time by. They got some slower cars in front, but I don't believe it's going to be an issue. Musser, a big look over his shoulder. He turns his fastest lap. Jordan Musser just turned his fastest lap of the race, 49.629. Lap cars coming off. Great job from the slower cars pulling off. They got stopped scoring them anyways. There goes Musgrave again, rolling corner speed. He dove it hard into turn number 4. Maybe 5 lengths this time. 4 lengths coming out of turn number 5. Willie Musgrave has stepped things up here. Musser not as dominant as he was yesterday. Less than a half a second separates first and second. Musgrave just not close enough down the back straightaway. Coming through the final corners, it'll be back-to-back jacks in S4 for Jordan Musser. Musgrave in second, Fisher third, Logan fourth. Robert Marks in the 5th spot. Mike Smith in 6th. Eddie Olpen 7th. PP Mastro 8th. Don McGregor in 9th. And Lance Lane rounding out your top 10. From dead last, Curtis Cooksey up to 16th position. Jet Davis with the fastest lap of the race on the last lap, 49.513. Jet Davis, quick lap of the race on the final circuit. He finishes 15th. But it was Jordan Musser with the victory. We're going to head down there right now to talk to him. Willie Musgrave did not stop fighting to the very end. He got it down to less than a half a second over those last couple runs. He was looking like he was going to challenge over the end there. Came up just short. Here comes Musgrave in first here in the 422. Willie Musgrave rolling the Tony Kart up here on top of the scales, the 422 finishing second place today. We'll have a quick chat with Willie when he gets off here. Get that helmet off, Willie. I'll give you a chance to catch your breath, too. You're good? Not like these. I'm not going anywhere with you right now. I know you're in good shape. Get over here. Hey, congratulations, man. Well done. Did you find something here for this race? Obviously, you're quick yesterday, but today, really strong. And at the end, they pushed really hard and got to within a half a second at the end.
Let's say the whole weekend yesterday sort of bummed me out. I got taken out in turn 1 about 5 laps into it, which sort of pissed me off for today. Today, we've been struggling with kart setup and sort of okay at the end there. I wanted him bad. He drives really clean and smooth and straight, and I wanted him, but just a little bit off,
Great to have you on the Pro Tour, Willie. It's awesome to watch it.
Thanks, you guys.
Great job there for Willie Musgrave. As we said, he did an excellent job. Brian Fisher coming across the line here as well. Great job for Fisher. He's able to roll it into 3rd spot today. Let's jump back here real quick. We can have a quick chat here with Jordan Musser. Jordan, push that cart forward a second with a quick chat. Congratulations. But, man, challenge today. Musgrave stepped it up there.
Yeah, I kind of knew that was happening. I mean, it's awesome to get a hat trick this week and win everything. His first SKUSA victory, and then to follow it up with another one is incredible for, Team 3G, Burrell, Sweet Tech Power. Man, Timmy helped me out a lot this weekend from MRP with the tuning, and Dave was on the ball with making sure I had the right equipment. And we didn't rest last night. We actually changed quite a bit throughout the day because we saw, as usual, the competition was figuring things out. When you have stuff going this well, you got to take advantage of it because it doesn't happen very often against guys that are this good. So I'm just happy that we're able to take advantage of the fact that we did start off strong and maintain all the way through, and looking forward to the next event this summer in Colorado.
Congratulations. Well done.
Thanks, Rob.
There is, folks. It's a great run. Jordan Musser, he'll push it up on the scales here. He is the winner in S4 after a great run, getting chased all race long by Willie Musgrave.
Today's live audio coverage of the SKUSA Spring Nationals is brought to you by Champion Racing, the Rollison Performance Group, SCCA Enterprises, Art Grand Prix America, Courtney Concepts, SRS Engines, and Kart Sport North America.
Back live here, ladies and gentlemen. Just a couple more races left to go. Tag Cadet. And then we've got our Tag Seniors to wrap things up. I do want to give a shout out to a couple of people listening in that have been kind enough to send us some messages thanking us for what we're doing here with the broadcast. Beth, Chris, thank you very much. Natalie Leesman, I know you listen all the time. And the good folks at Andrew Chase Racing, thank you so much for listening in. We do appreciate you taking the opportunity and taking the time to send us a message. It means a lot. We do like getting feedback, love getting shout outs, and thank you very much for sending us a couple of messages here. Getting ready to go here with our Tag Cadets. 31 set to go. Zoe Edenholm, Tristan McLeod, and Nick Neufer. 29, 30, and 31. Row 14, Philip Niemkowitz and Ryan Charteau. Row 13, Hayden Lefevre and Diesel West. Look out for Diesel. He's been very quick this weekend. Austin Torgerson and Jace Denmark Gessel, top 12. Gary Lyles and Joseph Danielle, row 11. Derek Delorier and Colin Queen occupy row number 10. It'll be Ryan Lewis alongside Roy Fulmer, the fourth, on row number 9. Watch out for Fulmer in the 186. He's got speed as well. Dante Yu's going to start 16th alongside Stingray Robb. An issue, and he had to change a motor after qualifying. He's been trying to fight his way back. He'll start inside of row 8. Liam Lech and Riley Dickinson on row 7. Watch your national champion Hunter Kelly starting 12th alongside Anthony Willis. Row 5, Jude Logston and Jagger Jones, while row 4 has Jace Jones and Oliver Calvo. Row 3, Nick Bruckner alongside Jonathan Schoen, and then row 2 is Miles Farhan and Jackson Logston. On the front row, bringing them down here right now, it's Trenton Sparks and Chase Farley. Looking to go green, and we got it. Racing and Tag Cadet. Here he is, down into turn number 2 and 3 for the first time. Just hoping the drivers get through. Oh, no, we got a couple of drivers slipping and sliding around there. That driver went around probably a couple of 360s in the air. Corner workers working over to make sure that driver's okay. He's actually looking down at the car to make sure everything's fine. This one little fella here's free fire, and he's going to get going again. One driver, though, is not moving. They're just going to push him off the racetrack. Man, he's going to be dizzy. He went around probably 720 in the air, but landed on all four wheels and everything's okay. That's always great to see. They're just going to push him off the racetrack, get him out of harm's way. So underway right now. First lap of this 14-lapper in the books. They'll work their way down the back straightaway. Rather than the front straightaway, sorry. Chase Farley, Miles Farhan, Oliver Calvo, Jonathan Schoen, and Jagger Jones. The top 5 here right now. Coming by to complete lap number 2. Chase Farley has been able to pull away in almost every race today. Right now, Miles Farhan in the number 981 has locked the DR cart to the rear bumper of that Energy. He is not letting him get away at all right now. And Farhan doing exactly what he should be doing. Stay with the guy that's dominated the class thus far. They're trying to pull away. In fact, a pretty decent little advantage right now over Jagger Jones. 1.7 seconds. Man, we expected to see Diesel West and Philip Niemkowitz work their way forward, as well as Nick Newford. Diesel West was the driver who was spinning there in turn number 2, did all those 360s. Shame to see him his race come to an end, because he was going to be in the hunt here today. Stingray Rob's been able to work his way up to 10th position. He's a driver we were watching try to come back through here. In the 10th position right now with Jace Jones right on his rear bumper. Nick Bruckner right in there as well, as they're going to try to draft themselves up to the next group. It's a 2-driver breakaway out front, though, the 100 of Chase Farley and the 981 of Miles Farhan. Ten laps remaining. It'll be 9 this time by, and he's trying to stretch it out like he has earlier. He's broken the draft. Chase Farley looking to stretch it away here. .689, over a half second quicker now as he's pulled away. Farley, Farhan, Jones, Sparks, and Logsdon. Top 5. Willis, Calvo, Schoen, Dante Yu, and Nick Bruckner. Now your top 10. 1 second advantage for Farhan over Farley. Battle behind him, though, stacking it up like we expect to see. 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, right there. Logston, Sparks, Willis, Calhoun, Schoen, and you. And then it's Bruckner, Robb, and Kelly right together. But up front, Chase Farley doing it again. 56.391, the fast lap. The only driver into the 56s in this fast lap was a low 56. They've got everything working on that energy chassis today. Miles Farhan did a great job being able to stick with Farley for those opening laps. It's allowed him to run now in second spot. The key is, can he hold on to position? Look at these guys going at it further back. Man, they're going at it hardcore. That's 5th on back. Jones, Calvo, Schoen, Willis, Yu, Bruckner, Robb, Kelly all in the fight here. They are 2-3 wide almost every corner. Jumping curbs, trying to find any little thing they can do to get some more speed. It's a dogfight in Tag Cadet, brought to you by Leading Edge Motorsports. 56.5 last time by for Chase Farley. 4.3 seconds the advantage now for Miles Farhan. He's quick enough right now, not quite as quick as those behind him, but I believe he's got a big enough lead that they are not going to catch him in these final 5 laps. Jackson Logston and Trenton Sparks together right now. That's for the final position on the podium. Jonathan Schoen's been able to get a little bit ahead of that next group. That's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 all running together. Wow. One more race to go. After this, it's Tag Senior. One race remains. Farley leading the way. Farhan second. Logston third. Trenton Sparks in fourth. But Logston's been able to pull his way into third spot. Jackson Logston in the number 99's been able to stretch away from Sparks a little. Four laps remaining for Tag Cadet. .56.6. Nothing but mid 56.6s for Farley. Everybody else really likes how quick this kid is right now. Farley is rocking it today. 3 to go. Front three drivers pretty much have their own space on the racetrack. Farley, Farhan, and Logsdon. 5.9 cap last time between Farley and Farhan. He's got it going on. Logsdon's got a pretty good little gap as well, but almost a second from Trenton Sparks. That's for the final position on the podium. Behind Sparks, though, it's Jagger Jones and Jonathan Schoen going at it. Jones actually now in to the 5th position. Jagger Jones up to 5th. Jonathan Schoen back to 6th. Anthony Willis now into 7th. Two to go. They'll see the white flag next time by. Tag Cadet. Ready to wrap this thing up. Farley now 8 seconds up on the field. Final lap on the racetrack for Chase Farley to go back-to-back victories here on the Pro Tour. Your winner for today, Chase Farley, getting the checkered flag. He wins again. Farley, your victor. Good run here for Miles Farhan in 2nd. 3rd's going to go to Jackson Logsdon. Willis across the line here. Into the tire barrier right in front of here. Tires flying as he had contact coming across start-finish. Willis in the 73. I don't believe he's crossed the line yet. The transponder's not crossed the line. Didn't quite make it. Chase Farley ends up with the win. Miles Farhan 2nd. Jackson Logsdon 3rd. Jagger Jones in 4th. Trenton Sparks in 5th. Jonathan Schoen in 6th spot. Oliver Calvo in 7th. Ryan Charteau in 8th. Good job for Charteau coming from deep in the field. I want to say he started 27th. Charteau to 8th. Hunter Kelly 9th. And Nick Bruckner rounding out your top 10. Rough one for Anthony Willis as he had a pretty good run going and finds himself just shy of coming across the stripe. Didn't quite make it. Farley, though, 8.8 seconds to win. So Chase Farley, another big victory. He's able to run away to another 8-second win. Chase will bring it in here through the scales, and we'll have a quick chat with him. He's got to be pleased with a couple of victories here. Great job for Miles Farhan as well. 2nd place for Miles. Jackson Logsdon as well, coming home here in 3rd spot. Trying to look down there to see how far away Chase is on me. Maybe I'll go track him down. I'm getting some scoops on Chase Farley here. They're telling me they call them crazy wheels. Chase, congratulations, buddy. Well done. Obviously a great weekend for you. Everything was working. The car was perfect. I don't think you made even one mistake out there. Tell me how it feels to win here today.
It's pretty exciting. It's really exciting.
You're out there by yourself in those last couple laps. Is that when you start hearing stuff in the car? Maybe it's going to...
Yep.
Tell me if you want to thank anybody today.
I want to give a huge thanks to Clayton, Snow, my dad, and everybody under the snow tent and the energy tent. They just helped me all weekend. Got the car set up perfect, everything.
Congratulations, buddy. Well done. Chase Farley, ladies and gentlemen, a great job for Crazy Wheels. He ends up taking the victory here today. A great run today in this tag cadet category. Chase Farley, your winner.
Today's live audio coverage of the SKUSA SpringNationals. Group. Courtney Concepts, SRS Engines, and Kart Sport North America. This EKN live broadcast of the SKUSA SpringNationals is being presented by Champion Racing and Intrepid. Look out, Intrepid is back.
Well, folks, this is one more race. This is the last one, the finale of the 2013 SKUSA Spring Nationals Tag Senior, brought to you by Italian Motors. Let's have a look at the field and the grid as they get set to go. It will be 31 drivers we expect to start here. Scott Kopp inside of row 16. Row 15, Austin Dement in the number 15, starting alongside Dallas Hollins in the 13. Row 12, Matt England alongside Nick Martin. Row 13, Wyatt Manis and Kendra Hilbert. Then it's Andres Sabalos and Derek Dignan on row 12. Row 11, Joel Jens and Brandon Reed. Row number 10, on the outside, Tatsio Otis, and on the inside, Andrew Weiner. Row 9, Jess Peterson in the 255, and on the inside, Mason Daughters in the number 16. Row 18, it'll be Mike Geeson on the inside in the DR cart, Austin Elliott on the outside in the top cart. Row number 7, Juan Jimenez on the outside in the 88, and on the inside, Jake Craig, who's shown speed to go to the front. Row 6, Mason Chalutz in the top cart, and it's the Esprit of number 68, TJ Coyen into the top 10 now. Nick Rivellini on the outside, Travis Lowe on the inside. Row 4, Dakota Dickerson and Bailey Murphy. Row 3, Alejo Fernandez and Matt Johnson. Row 2, Jonathan May and yesterday's winner, Andrew Zimmer. And row 1, Louis Pagano on the outside, Phil DeLeo on the inside. And we are green! Green, green, green! Racing into turn number 1. Couple drivers together from probably third, fourth, fifth rows. They're able to get going again. Let's try to have a look at who it is. DeLeo with the whole shot. Trying to pick up these drivers involved. They were spinning like crazy. Bailey Murphy, one of them. Possibly Dakota Dickerson as well. Couple drivers involved. We'll see next time by as well. We'll get a full scoop on them for you. Might have been Juan Jimenez, but we'll get a big look as they come by. They're going to fall down the order for us, and we'll give them to you. DeLeo is your leader. Zimmer up into second spot. Pagano goes to third. Matt Johnson in fourth. May fifth. Travis Lowe sixth. Coyen now up to seventh spot. Or Coyen into ninth, rather. DeLeo, Zimmer, Pagano, Johnson, May, your top 5. Lowe in 6th, Geeson 7th, Nick Rivellini in 8th, TJ Coyen 9th, Mason Chalutz in 10th. Drivers involved, Andrew Weiner. Looks like Alejo Fernandez and Dakota Dickerson as well, all involved. Big battle for third spot right now. 2-3 wide as they try to come through the S's. We'll see if cooler heads prevail. Yes, they will end up being single file once they get through there, but they entered 2 wide down the back straightaway. A good breakaway here for DeLeo and Zimmer as they try to get away from the cartage that could ensue behind them. Pagano now third, stacking them up. Travis Lowe able to get by Jonathan May, so Lowe now into 5th spot. Mike Geeson goes to the inside of Jonathan May. Gotta love Geeson out there with the Moturi. This mass jump over to Rotax on Friday, unfortunate as it was, got drivers battling. Oh, that was, I believe, might have been Mason Daughters trying to move to the inside. It could have been Jake Craig trying to hard move to the inside. Car got sideways. Couple drivers made contact with him in mid-corner. I think that's Jake Craig pulling off the racetrack here, coming out of 4 as well. Lots of carnage here. DeLeo still leads it. We'll give you a rundown once they kind of get settled in here. DeLeo and Zimmer 1-2. They got about 2 seconds on Louis Pagano. Johnson in 3rd spot, or 4th rather. Mike Geeson, fast lap of the race in the number 68 DR cart. Jonathan May in 6th. Travis Lowe in 7th. TJ Coyen now runs in 8th. Nick Rivellini 9th. And one of the other non-road taxes, Joel Jens up into 10th and Mason Chalutz in 11th. Both of those drivers sticking with the engine they brought. Austin Elliott in 12th. Juan Jimenez 13th. Brandon Reed 14th. And Kendra Hilbert rounding out the top 15. Craig and Daughters out as well. It was Mason Daughters out in turn number 4 and at the apex, and Jake Craig on the exit. Good fight here right now for that 3rd position. Mikey Geeson now drives the DR cart into 3rd. Don't get to see a lot of Mike Geeson on these SKUSA Pro Tour races, but a top, how many years is he even a veteran of the WK Manufacturers Cup, stars the karting events, a lot of events on the East Coast. Great to have him here. And all this controversy about people jumping over to the Rotax on Friday. Mike Geeson on the Moturi. Rocking and rolling. You know, the last time he really was a regular on the Pro Tour was back in the early 2000s when he was an 80cc junior driver on the SKUSA Pro Moto Tour. He's actually pulling away from Pagano now. They've got this thing dialed in. Geeson driving away from Pagano. There's a pass as well. Johnson losing a position to Jonathan May. DeLeo leads. Zimmer second. Again, another fast lap laid down by Geeson on the DR kart. 49.470. He's a half a second quicker than the leaders right now. Geeson moving. Pagano fourth. Johnson fifth. May now fifth as he passed Johnson last time into turn number one. Travis Lowe runs in seventh. Joel Jens up into eighth. Nick Rivellini ninth. And Chalutz now into the top 10 as well. Chalutz able to get by Rivellini for ninth position. Three-tenths of a second quicker this time. Geeson over both Zimmer and DeLeo. Geeson's closing. They've been working hard on the dial and that setup in. Trying to get that Moturi to challenge the road taxes here this weekend. Zimmer has a look to the inside of DeLeo as they work their way down the back straightaway as well. Front two drivers very well evenly matched. Once again across the stripe. DeLeo and Zimmer get down to 8th and 7th, but again, Geeson turning a 6. DeLeo now leads. Zimmer runs in second spot. 49-8 and 49-7, DeLeo and Zimmer. Geeson now third. Pagano running in fourth. Jonathan May in fifth. Matt Johnson sixth. Travis Lowe seventh. Joel Jens in eighth. Mason Chalous ninth. And Nick Rivellini in 10th. Phil DeLeo, 0.3 of a second ahead of Zimmer. Phil DeLeo leads. 0.2 of a second. Maybe at the stripe. Ends up being what, about 1.5 feet as Zimmer starting to put the pressure on him. New leader. Zimmer's been able to go into the lead. Andrew Zimmer takes the lead away from DeLeo. Good battle here as well. 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th are running pretty close together. Jonathan May, Matt Johnson, Louis Pagano, and Travis Lowe separated by maybe a second. Geeson now closing on DeLeo as well. Geeson's going to go to the inside of DeLeo to take second. So Mike Geeson now into second spot. Andrew Zimmer leading the way here in the number 73. Mike Geeson running second in the 68 and closing. DeLeo. Now in the third spot. 4th, Jonathan May. 5th, Matt Johnson. 6th, Louis Pagano. 7th, Travis Lowe. 8th, Mason Chalutz. 9th is Joel Jansen. 10th is Juan Jimenez. Mike Geeson now going to the lead. So Geeson takes the top spot away. New leader, Mike Geeson leading. Zimmer in second. Zimmer goes back by Geeson. Zimmer back by Geeson. Geeson's going to go again, deep on the brakes. And he slips by. Zimmer has a look as Geeson's now in front. 2 laps remaining here. Down the back straightaway. It'll be 2 to go this time by. Mike Geeson now your leader. Zimmer runs in second. DeLeo third. Jonathan May now in 4th spot. Matt Johnson 5th. They'll see the 1 to go next time by. White flag. Final lap of this year's Spring Nationals. Zimmer right up on Geeson. Back to the inside goes Zimmer. Geeson's going to crisscross him. Down over here to turn number 2 and 3. DeLeo's going to go back by the inside of Geeson. Zimmer trying to hold him off. Here goes Zimmer through the S's. Will be back-to-back wins right now for Andrew Zimmer. Down the back straightaway. Does DeLeo have anything for him? Papa Vince listening in at home. It's back-to-back wins. Andrew Zimmer, your winner. Zimmer wins. Second place goes to Phil DeLeo. Zimmer with the win. Geeson in third. Fourth is Matt Johnson. Fifth is Jonathan May. Sixth, Louis Pagano. Seventh, Travis Lowe. Eighth, Mason Chalutz. Ninth, Juan Jimenez. And 10th, Joel Jen. So Zimmer with a big victory there, as he's able to win over DeLeo. Good run there for Andrew Zimmer. Pumped up, another victory for Zimmer here. Great run for Andrew Zimmer as he's able to work it hard. Zimmer and DeLeo in a good battle there, and Zimmer able to come out on top. A very impressive victory for Andrew Zimmer. Back-to-back wins for the number 73. Phil DeLeo, a great drive as well to second spot in that number 1. This is going to be a great year-long battle. The ART Grand Prix team pretty pumped up right now after big wins here in the tag senior category. Andrew, you're right here with me, buddy. Congratulations. Perfect timing. Dude, what a great weekend for you. Obviously, DeLeo was very strong, but, man, at the very end there, your card came up again and came on strong. Congratulations. What a great run.
Thanks. It's unbelievable to sweep this weekend. I don't have much to say. I thought DeLeo was just – didn't think I was going to be able to catch him, and then I was able to just reel him in. And then once I got in front of him and got the lead, I was just like, all right, I just got to keep this, and I'm all good.
Well, let me give you one thing. Your dad, Vince, is listening in back home. You want to say hello?
Well, hey, Dad.
He's been listening in and pretty proud of you. You did a fantastic job. 2 big wins in tag senior. You couldn't ask for much more than that.
Nope. It was a perfect weekend, if you ask me.
Congratulations, buddy.
Thank you.
Andrew Zimmer, folks, the winner today in the tag senior category. A huge one for the good folks at Art Grand Prix America. 2 big victories. Does a fantastic job to cap things off. Again, in this race, in this tag senior, the final race of the day, your winner is, and we talked about it already, Andrew Zimmer.
Today's live audio coverage of the SKUSA Spring Nationals is brought to you by Champion Racing, the Rollison Performance Group, SCCA Enterprises, Art Grand Prix America, Courtney Concepts, SRS Engines, and Kart Sport North America.